Ugh. What's up, you fuckers? Dude, it's always gonna get better, huh? It's just a matter of time. Let's see if anybody comes in here. I'm gonna go relieve myself. Um, what's up, dude? Man, motherfucker hit the fucking thumbs up before they even came in the room. That's what's up, dude. I don't even like tell people to hit the thumbs up enough, you know? Like, I still don't tell people anything, really, you know what I mean? Just like I don't block trolls or block anybody ever, you know what I mean? I would give you guys, I haven't figured out how to give wrenches yet. Oh, wait, here we go. And fucking, yeah, that's right, baby. Um, if you don't want to be a moderator, Shed, just say so and all. And you don't ever like block anybody. That's the only rule. I'll like the cool homies. Boom. I'm gonna have you as a with a wrench in here, but it's just to show like everybody else that doesn't have one. Like, you know what I mean? You don't have one because you're not cool. You fucking talk shit. You act like a fucking dickhead. And I mean, you're free to talk shit, but like don't act like you're my friend and then I'm lurking in another fucking channel and I'm listening to you talk shit and it's not even like true shit. Like if you tell the truth, that's one thing. But if you just like talk shit and nobody's even asking, like I was listening to somebody talk about what a piece of shit my bike was. And it's like, homie, just keep that to your fucking self. Like you don't have to like fucking it's like no it's like if somebody asks, I look at context too. If somebody's like, "Hey, that's pretty cool little bike," you got to give them that. And then they're like, "Bro, that's a fucking crate bike, homie. Like fucking the fuck. You can get that on Amazon for $1,000, dog." You know what I mean? He fucking paid 14 for it because he fucking somebody got paid $400 to put it together. You know what I mean? Like that's the truth. That's not what I'm saying. I don't hate on that. Like everybody's free to talk, and I know I'm not a perfect person. I'm not even on the scale of like anything good. I'm not even on the good fucking scale. But I don't like claim to be or anything. I just tell people about what I know and what I'm experiencing so that because I listen to a lot of people and online as opposed to TV because it's real and it's coming from people. It's not a network or a fucking corporation deciding what they want you to watch. And that's why YouTube is a new TV and it's not going anywhere. In fact, they just learned and stole all the fucking intellectual property and the algorithm from TikTok and good, good. Because this is where I started anyway. There's something like weird about TikTok. Like I like it, and the algorithm is good, and I haven't been on there in a long time. And it's like every time I go over there, I've just magically gained in fucking subscribers, and they're real people. They're real people because you go to their page and you see it's not hard to distinguish between a real person and a bot. You go to their page and you look at the content. If it's just a bunch of reposts, yeah, it could be a bot. But when I see like your actual face or like some shit or like you're ashamed to show your face, but you're sitting at your computer station, like they're real people, dude. Plus, I go into other rooms and somebody's like, "Hey," like they know me, and they do in a way, and they just assume and act like I know them, but I don't because the names are weird and you know what I'm saying. So I fucks with it, dude. But you definitely can't say little fuzzy cat dicks or fucking definitely not talk about a cat licking your dick. You can't fucking I mean, there's so many things, bro. I can't talk about how shitty and like disgruntled and like on average, like your average Mexican person, if you grew up in Mexico, is either extremely wealthy and looks down on everybody like fucking shit and treats everybody like shit because otherwise if you show any kind of niceness at all they're gonna just come like fucking seagulls with their hand out And so like in their system, like you have to be a dick, so everybody is a dick. And like down to the little old ladies, the biggest dickheads and most prejudiced assholes of them all are little old ladies, little old Mexican ladies. Okay, and that's fucking facts. And any Mexican person's probably laughing, haha, you know what I mean, because they know it's fucking true. And you know what I mean. And I can talk about that. You know what I mean? I could talk about that. I regularly choke Mexican people like on the regular. Like I live in Mexico. So like I fight more Mexican people than I do regular people. Like if you just take it as a fucking percentage game, bro, you know what I mean? You walk down the street and the first thing somebody looks at is your shoes. That's not an accurate measure of your heart. You know what I mean? Because that person is where they're at in life because of the circumstances. And granted, shitty circumstances make for shitty people. Like they'll tell you to your face. Like if you'd be like, bro, why are you so judgy about that shoes? Well, if you can't afford a couple of $100 pair of shoes, and if there's one little scuff, you throw them in the trash and get a new pair, then you're a piece of shit. And I'm not like, what do they have to offer? If you can't do that, what do you have to offer to me? Because even $100 ain't even shit. I'd wipe my ass with that. Anybody would wipe their ass, especially if you got a mouth to feed. It's like what a $20 bill used to be. You know what I mean? And what? You know what I mean? Like what? What the and so they're right in a lot of ways. I don't have time for your bullshit unless you wipe your ass with $100 bills, dude. The fuck? And just by the looks of your shoes, you're not it. Get the fuck on, dude. You know what I mean? Or you know what I'm saying? I'm willing, or I'll kill people, blow their cars up, do whatever I got to do. Sell baby organs, like to afford 2 pairs of shoes. Like it doesn't matter that you sold baby organs to get them. The important thing is that you did what the fuck you had to do to get the $200 pairs of shoes. Even more props if you weren't born with anything and you had to fucking harvest baby organs. And like that's how their mentality is. Like if you're a millionaire but it came from harvesting baby organs, that doesn't matter to a Mexican. The important thing is that you're a millionaire, dude. You know what I mean? And the reason that that's important to me is because I found a way to leverage myself to tax you for something, right? And when you can't tax anybody for anything or they refuse to pay, that's how you end up on the most wanted list. You see how that works? And that's why they're Latin Americans, because that's the way it works in Italy. It's a fucking it's like a dog eat dog from the little all the way up. That's why they call them Latin based society, because not just the way they pronounce the letters, but the way you pronounce your whole fucking life, dude. The way you walk through life is just, it's like the old country, bro. It's like Italia, dude. That's how it is there. You're born with it or you ain't shit. And that's just it. And that's that. And Sam, you would have been happy as fuck this morning, dude. How come you don't go fucking live with me? What do you want to go live with Mad Mac for? Mad Mac don't want to go live with you, bro. Mad Mac. Wait, check this out, bro. That's right, bro. Who else is in here, dude? I just made you a moderator, Mac. But so look, so you guys don't distract me. You're breaking. I gotta like give instructions to the moderators. Don't block anybody. Don't block anybody ever, no matter what. Like that's how I get down, bro. Because those people come here to talk shit and make fun of me. Maybe some of you guys in the audience, but that's your problem. You know what I mean? I got to deal with that, and that's okay. What's up, Shonda? You want to be a moderator? How come Mad Mac's not? Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, and I'm not giving them to everybody. I'm giving them to people that have been at my channel since the beginning. Like, not just because you come in here and go, oh, hey, what's up, Aljo? And I recognize your name for 4 years, but I haven't seen you in my chat for the last however long, right? Or on my fucking channel. So that's just how that's gonna Hey, you're still coming to OB, right? I'll come to OB, dog. I got people in OB that I need to see, dude. It's an insult and a travesty. It's hurting them that I'm not visiting, Doug, because in their mind I'm just haha painting the fucking town, and they're like, why isn't I don't understand. It's like my fucking family, dude. Away from family. And dude, you want to hear this shit? Check this out, Sammy. Check this out, Sam the Slam. Here's the thing. You know the guy that made that song, uh, uh, Halle no Sally, do 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 do, Wooly Bully, Wooly Bully, Wooly Bully. His name is Sam the Sham. He has a YouTube channel, and he was posting on YouTube up until he passed away. I don't know, in 2012 or maybe like 2019 stuff. He's got some good like knowledge and shit and everything. He definitely got like famous and went through the whole thing, and then one hit wonder and kind of fell off. He might have had two hits, but I'm not sure. But anyway, his name was Sam the Sham, and I'm thinking like, why the fuck would you name yourself that? You're telling every dude he was on American Bandstand. He was on American Bandstand with motherfucking Dick Clark and a whole bunch. Oh, he was on. I think he was on motherfucking the one with this is gonna be a really really great show. What was that guy's name? Fuck, dude. Jim Morrison was on there and shit. Um, you're in a wheelchair, Sam? I didn't know that. That sucks, bro. You got to get in one of those hover rounds, dog. Make these motherfuckers pay for it. Go get your Medi-Cal. I just called him right now. I just got off the phone. You know what they did to me, bro? Somebody's been working that fucking website of the clinic in TJ, and it was like they changed it, right? Because it was like open now, woo, woo, and then somebody changed it to it was like a big red temporarily closed, like because maybe they were catching shit or whatever. I don't know. But like yesterday, it was changed to green, in big green letters. It's like open, and I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? And it's like, hey, now we could fucking resupply the kitty and fucking whoop-de-woo. And then, like, in case of an emergency, I'm like, fuck it, dude. Where's the big one? Like, let's have some more rain and fucking do the big one at while you're at it. Fucking shoot it. Let's do this, dude. And get over it. You know what I mean? Let's release some more gold into the fucking estuaries, dude. But, and listen, this is how dumb I am. Your boy gets up at 5 o'clock in the morning, right? And it says, like, on the website, open. It's like 5:30. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to not. I'm going to wait another hour because I'm not going to go down there in the dark, dude. Like, you know what I mean? I'm thinking, like, what if they're not open? You know what I mean? Ha 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 ha, imagine that. Well, guess what? Dude, I got on the bus. I went down there. And I'm like, I'm walking down the street. I can see the door. And I'm like, bro, it looks closed like a motherfucker, dude. Well, I'm sitting in the sun in my car, you guys, because I'm fucking freezing. And they were closed. And I'm like, what? And then when I got back home, even I'm like, they were closed. Alex is all, I knew it. I knew it. As soon as you left, I was thinking that. Okay, I guess a smart kid. I was thinking of it too. So you know what I did? I fucking went home and then I like called because on their website, dude, I could call and it calls, dude. My fucking phone does the international thing all by itself. Like you don't have to dial a bunch of numbers, it just does it for you. And the chick actually answered and she knew me, dude. And she was like, look, I'll call you. What's your number? I'll call you. We were open, but then some shit happened. We're not quite ready yet. And then we lost a couple employees. Like some employees got all fucking chapped too, like the patients. But the people are coming now. And we fucking threw the website back up. She's like, maybe 2 days. It could. I'm like, tell me the truth. Is it going to be 2 weeks? She's like, it could be. She's like, it could be. And I'll call you when it's up. And I'm like, okay, cool. Real cool. She's like, I remember, I know who you are. And I'm like, okay. Hey, you answering the phone. They ain't been doing that. You changed your website. And now you're fucking. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. That's hope. Hope. But here's where the fucking bullshit comes in. It's like, I get a flat tire, and the motorcycle's got a fucking flat tire. I'm like, oh God. Just why I needed this shit in my life, you know what I mean? Oh, when I need it the most, actually. See, look, it's doing something. It's when I need it the most, dude. That shit's like fucking up on me. I'm gonna pee in a jug. Okay? Wait, I want to hear what you were saying. Oh, God. I haven't used my solar in so long, dude. You know what's crazy? Is during this fucking torrential downpour, like, I swear to God, every street, dude, and everywhere you went was like a river, dude. I'm telling you, it's crazy, man. I didn't even get into this. I don't know why I posted that. Because I actually have been writing shit about this experience in California with this fucking weather. And you know what? I saved my pee in the jug because I was like low on water the other day. And I was like, if I put the pee, if I I peed in the jug, right? And I had one that was like full of pee. And I'm like, if I put my pee in the radiator, it's like I'm a part of this car forever. You know what I mean? And my son was like, Dad, that sounds creepy as fuck. And I was like, good, it's supposed to. Now me and the truck are connected forever. Right? It's true, dude. My piss is keeping this engine cool. Why would I move from where I'm at? Like, I just medicated. It's starting to kick in. I'm feeling good. I wasn't feeling good before. You know, I know, like, I've been doing a lot of crying, right? A lot of complaining. Well, let me tell you why. Because my brain is completely fucked up, dude. That shit, heroin. You know why heroin's so addicting? Because it binds to the fucking part of your brain that's responsible for a sense of well-being and peace and tranquility. When you're sitting there and you have that feeling like, that's because of the fucking serotonin. And that's what heroin does. Except it's like amped up serotonin. So that amped up version, it's swollen. It's like heroin takes serotonin and swells it up. Just like if you give people steroids. So now you have all these serotonin molecules that are super swollen, and the neuroreceptors, right, that receive the serotonin, they're stretched out because the serotonin molecule that's all small and regular, doesn't fit in there anymore. It's like sticking a toothpick in a fucking tire hole. You know what I mean? Or it's like trying to fuck a warm glass of water. It doesn't work. So what happened, and that's because heroin's taking your little serotonins and swelling them up, and then they're slamming into this neuroreceptor that's too small, and they're forcing the opening to be bigger, so that when you don't have heroin or methadone or any opioid, your body's natural serotonin molecules are almost invisible to the stretched out, oversized neuroreceptor. Do you understand? And that's why it takes time to detox, because your neuroreceptors are shrinking down to the regular size and form that your body's natural serotonin is. And they find that people, autism and certain neuro disorders for sure, but they're finding that people that are prone to addiction, they have a problem in the first place with endorphins and serotonin and bonding to the fucking neuroreceptors. In fact, usually there's an overstimulation of electrical charges that are connected, right? Like all the A's are electrically connected to the B's, and all the B's are connected to the A, and it should be like A to A, B to B. And so that's why you're fucked up, and then things and that, and then they find drugs that work for some people, or people self-medicate, and you get into that whole situation. And so unlike other drugs, though, like crystal doesn't bind to the part of your brain that's responsible for peace and well-being and sense of security. It binds to the part of your brain that's involved with problem solving, boredom especially. That's the big one, dude. That's why it's so hard of a drug to fucking detox from if you have long-term abuse. Same thing as a heroin addict, dude. I feel for you, because it's bored. The only thing that they have going for them is that they can fucking sleep it off. You've perverted your receptors to keep you awoke. So now when you don't have that shit, you can't stay awake. So you literally just get to sleep your fucking detox off. That's why I see uh uh any heroin addict really, but I'm just speaking for myself. Like when I see people sleeping it off, dude, like a fucking tweakers and shit, I just want to go step on your head like a fucking grape, because you deserve it, dude. And you're a fucking, like, you know what I mean? Like you have what I don't have. And not only that, but your shit has you got caught slipping now on the flow, and nobody gonna know anything. So fuck you, dude. You know what I mean? And especially in jail, same thing. Like you guys just sleep it off and eat fucking shit. You know what I mean? And then get all pissed off when people are fucking with you because you're sleeping. Fuck you though. Fuck you, dude, in the neck. I'll tell you to your fucking face. Fuck you in the neck. And you know what you do about it? Same thing everybody else does. Nothing, dude. You ain't gonna do fucking shit. No, you ain't. But when you see me, don't wonder. When you see me taking my motherfucking teeth out, homie, you know what the fuck time it is, bro. And they come out as soon as you start walking up to me, bro. Cause I don't know, and that's just that. Ain't no motherfucking wearing no dresses or no skirts, cause I'm ready to spit my teeth out and get down, dog, at any given fucking moment. If you come at me with any kind of threat or extortion thing, I'll say, okay, well, let's get down then, punk bitch. To your face, homie. And nobody ever moves on it either. Like, call me a punk bitch to my face. If I come to beat your ass, I'm gonna beat your ass. I ain't gonna say nothing to you, bro. You say one word, that's showing me that you're full of shit. And that's just some advice, too, for youngsters out there. Just when people are coming at you and everything like that, if they're coming at you at all, know in your heart that they full of shit. They come at you because they're looking for an easy bluff. And if you're going to fight them, call them on it or make any kind of difficulty or anything, they ain't interested, bro. But it takes a motherfucker a couple times, too. You know what I mean? But They ain't gonna do nothing, bro. Cause I'm telling you, if I got a problem with you, I ain't gonna say shit. If I see you somewhere or I'm creeping trying to find you, bro, the last thing I'm gonna do is be like, hey motherfucker, motherfucker. I'm gonna fuck your ass up. And when you wake up, if I want you to know it really bad, I'll wait for you to wake up, bro. In a fucking ligature. And then I'll put my face in your motherfucking face and start talking shit and everything like that and make sure I'm the last thing you see before you fucking expire. And that my squeaky ass fucking big goddamn mouth is the last thing you fucking hear as you're expiring, and you can't do nothing about it, dude, except experience helplessness. You like that? Helplessness. I do it again, man. Bro, if they saying anything, they helpless, dog. That put that on facts. Because I'm not going to say nothing, dog. If they tell me, hey, this person has to go, dog, they got to go. I'm not going to come and tell you, hey, everybody said you have to go, man. You're just going to get hit with a hellfire storm out of fucking left field from nowhere. And it'd be so bad that you know what the fuck it is. Like, there's no way humanly possible you would stay like that. Yeah, like, we got to go. Right? Any of that fucking flapping, homie, it's just flaps, dude. Man, Mac, I'm with you, bro, for that, dog. I'm not like, it's not like you have to watch out, but like I listen to these people and they say like, yeah, whenever there's somebody needs something handled, they call me and I go and I talk to. It's like, you talk to the motherfuckers. Like, how does that? That's like the opposite of handling. You know what I mean? Like, you're giving them a way out, or you're trying to warn them first, or you mean you're hoping they'll pick up their shit and leave. Like, I don't understand that. Most people won't. You know what I mean? Like, there is no talk, bro. That's what I learned. Anybody I've ever seen that really wanted somebody gone, dude, or they're really disturbed. Okay, well, let's take that fucking Chomo, for instance. If you knew where that motherfucker was, or you had an opportunity, like say he just walked across your fucking path, bro, and you didn't have no idea, and like, oh shit, he didn't see you. And now you know where he stay at, and you know everything like that, and you know, right? You know what he did to the kids, you know that, like, that kind of quality of life the kids have, and you know what I mean, everything like that, right? And you're definitely out there to reoffend. I'm not saying, like, speaking for myself, because I'm neutral, right? I don't, whatever, dude. But there are people that are very bothered like that. Or even by me, bro, by me. But I can't talk about myself like that. But I'm just saying, like, if there's somebody that you want gone, and you do the work, and you got your fucking target and everything, and how you're going to do it, and all that and everything, are you going to go tell that person first? Hey, man, that's fucked. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no. You're not even going to see it. I'm either going to shoot you from fucking across the street with a fucking scope, right? Or a compound bow with some fucking fentanyl on the tip. But just a little bit, because I just want you to fucking pass out. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. Just put yourself in that scenario, dude. Because, like, hunting is like, this is what I learned, dude. In hunting, you're going to miss a lot of opportunities before you realize, like, yo, dude, I have to be prepared. Like, I was walking through the hill, and then that fucking deer came out of nowhere. I surprised him and ran and jumped, and I didn't have one in the chamber. I didn't have nothing. Or like, okay, like deer's I'll give you a good example. I don't follow the rules. I live in the desert, and I genuinely go with the season. Like when it starts raining and the ponds fill up and then the ducks come, and I'll go out to certain ponds. It's roughly in duck season, but I definitely don't have a license and I don't have any duck stamps. You know what I mean? but it doesn't stop me from doing it, right? Well, how many times that I've come upon a pond and I didn't have my fucking shotgun out. And as soon as I came over the hill to look at the pond, all the ducks went, oh, and fucking flew off. And I could have gotten so many of them, but I didn't even have my fucking shotgun out. So I learned, like, bro, you got to be ready. Okay? Now, we could just talk about like all the way up to deers and anything where you got to be ready. So like in Europe and out here in the desert, you don't know what you're going to find, and you're not getting anything in the summertime. So, well, I guess you could. Yeah, no, you are. Totally, actually. But, like, people don't understand. Like, they have over-under barrels that are mostly popular in Europe because they don't have seasons. They do it differently. Like, in Mexico, this is how they hunt, too. You go to the place and you pay your fee and everything, and it's like giant preserves and farms and stuff. And you don't know what you're going to get. You could say, I want this. You're like, I want a pig, but then a deer pops out and like it was the perfect one and we took it, and now you pay for it at the register at the end. We're like, oh, we took a deer, 3 ducks. Like you just, you know what I mean? You take what you want and you pay at the end. And these are like, they're grown and harvested for that purpose, and they're on a preserve, and none of this would exist outside of that. You know, lions are almost off the endangered species list because of human beings, and mainly the people that are growing them for hunting farms in Africa, just lion hunting farms, dude. And that's facts, dude. Anyway, but when you're going out on that thing or somewhere, you don't know what you're going to get. So you have an over-under shotgun, or I guess it could be a side-by-side, but it's a double barrel where one of the barrels has buckshot in it and the other barrel has like a fucking 30-30 or something. That way, like when you're going through the desert and you come upon a fucking water pond that's filled with ducks, oh, boof, we have one barrel with shotgun. So hopefully you aim for like, try to get 2 with 1 shot, right? Okay, or the rabbit comes out. You're out there hunting deer and the big jackrabbit comes across your, bam, right? Or you're out there hunting jackrabbit and then there's a big prize buck. Well, you're happy that one of those barrels holds a 30-30, dude, instead of having to carry 2 guns. Like, which I've done, dude, because I've gone out there for ducks and the rabbit come by. Or I've gone out there for rabbit and ducks and there's a fucking huge deer. Bro, I've gone out there for rabbit, deer, ducks, everything you could think of, and there was a huge fucking cougar mountain lion cat drinking water. You know what I mean? I tracked a fucking giant hoof print with a baby just to fuck. I know it was probably a cow because the place where I go is owned and they have cattle out there. It's cattle ranching. It's mainly what they do. And I found them, dog. Like I knew those were fresh fucking tracks and followed them and found the calf and the mother cow. And I'm just saying, like, it's exciting, it's fun, and you don't know what you're going to need, buckshot or hard blast, so you carry both for that reason. And no, of course not. I didn't get the cougar. That thing fucking, it just, as soon as I was in its presence, it heard me fucking breathe, dude. Oh shit. Hold on, I gotta pause this for a second. Oh god, see, this is fucking school, dude. Now they're fucking with me over attendance, dude. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens. Because, first of all, this lady, she's Mexican from Tijuana. Okay, you can tell she has a heavy accent. And she's real bitchy, dude. She does not like me at all. And she's made several comments in front of everybody. And, you know, I just told her in front of everybody that that's not something you ask somebody in front of other people unless you're trying to put their business out there to embarrass them or something. And it's not even a good human being. It's definitely not professional. And that probably explains why the principal is in her office, the nurse is in her office, and you're right here where you're at. And I heard the nurse go, oh, like that. So it really pissed him off, but it's true. You're just a $7 an hour secretary, and you don't like what you see. She doesn't know my circumstances. She doesn't know that I'm a single father that's coming from 40 miles away, right? Through a change of vehicles, a fucking anyway. It doesn't matter because she says, well, you have to you cannot miss a school or be late. It is the law. I said, show me that law. I want to see the penal code, the law. And she couldn't get it. Well, then I get a fucking letter saying, and it did, showed me a statute. It doesn't have a penal code because it's an infraction, dude. It's an infraction. If you have multiple tardies, it can count as truancy. And if you miss so many days, it counts as truancy. And truancy is an infraction. So it's like, okay, now you guys are trying to get me caught up on this infraction now. So I don't know. So she wants to meet with me. So we're going to meet and we're going to see what they say. But, like they're going to try to get me caught up and get in trouble. Because they're all scam artists and bullshitters and fucking weirdos. And so, you know what I mean? Like, how can this person not be that's experiencing like fucking difficulty and shit? You know what I mean? Or you don't know what I mean. Everybody here knows what I mean. You've all suffered persecution of one form or another. And so it's just going to be interesting, dude. If you give me it's a slippery slope because like I go and I deal with them and I guess I'm leaving the door open for me, but it's like, dude, if you're going to take my kid or if I'm like deemed not a good dad, then there's nothing I can do about it. Then just fucking do what you're going to do. You know what I mean? That kid will probably run away from everywhere you fucking send him. It's just like stupid. So we'll see what they say on Monday, right? It's just like, oh God. This will be what they say. I guess you just play their game. You just listen to them and yeah, no, okay, yes, okay. And I'm going to tell them like, hey, we live in Tijuana. I'm here every other week so that I fulfill my obligations because I don't want to break the law. I don't want to do anything fucking illegal. And he's staying at a family member's house that's suffering from mental fucking, whatever the fuck you call that, mental health. I don't have any parents. I don't have any fucking immediate people. So unless you transfer me to another school, that might help. You transfer me to another school where I don't have to be so far away. But what if I decide we're just going to move to Mexico full time? Like, that's my right. That's my right. What if I decide we're going to just move to Arizona? That's my right. And then, if, you know what I mean? What can they do? They say you have to give us your address or you have to let us know so we can keep tabs on this kid. Like, I'm pretty sure you have to go in front of a judge. You got to be charged with something and get convicted and then have a judge determine. Otherwise, I'm just like a normal person, dude. And I have all my rights. It's just what it is it's control and fucking attitude. So these motherfuckers think that they have the control and the attitude and everything. And I've seen the bitch this morning. And that's why she's doing it now. Okay, well, we'll meet on 9:30. Okay. And we'll see what you're going to say. We'll see what you're going to say. How about if I say we're moving to Arizona? Just take them off the list. Can they say, well, you can't do that? I guess we're going to find out. Like, put a warrant out from IRS? For what? What charge? Making your kid go to school? For truancy? Well, like, what if I want to homeschool them? You know what I mean? Like, how about if he doesn't miss any more school? Because now that I have to get up and come over here to fucking medicate, how about if he doesn't miss any school anymore? You know, the only reason we're able to make it is because we have a motorcycle. On the days like when there's like I have automotive issues, I can't make it. They sent me out to this school far, far away because of, you know, that's where the good teachers were that could deal with the autism, I guess. They don't have good teachers in the hood. I mean, that's how I took it because they said that he had to be at a special school and everything. And this school's way the fuck out there. Way out in the exclusive neighborhood of Eastlake, which is like, that's where anybody that's successful in San Diego, that's where they live. They don't have any homeless people out there at all. It's in the middle of the fucking desert. They built a toll road going straight out there. And anybody that's successful of any kind, that's where they live with their family and shit. And so they just, I thought maybe thought they were doing them a favor. You know, cougar skin's worth $900. Actually, it's probably worth more. 7, 8, 9 years ago. Glacier wear. That's where I buy my fur. Of everything, dude. Everything except seals. But you could buy a fucking you could buy a grizzly bear for $1,999 with the claws on it. The claws are worth at least $200. If you want to buy a set of grizzly claws, it's $200. Could buy anything, but except for seal. But a cougar skin back then was $900. I know where there's one. This guy has one, dude, in TJ. There's a lot of them. It's taxidermied, like it's creeping, dude, on some rocks and shit over the bar. It's sick, dude. Anyway, now I gotta deal with these motherfuckers too. So I'm going through all this shit. Now they want to give me fucking problems too. You know what I mean? But it's just the beginning stages of problems. Because I gotta tell him, like missing school is in his future, dude. They shut that border down, and if you don't have a car, if you're trying to do it on foot, you're not gonna get across in less than 2 hours. And like, that's just my reality. I'm not gonna live on the streets in California, or else I will lose my son. You know what I mean? I don't know, just fucking stupid people. I think I'm gonna tell them I don't want him at this school anymore, because as soon as you threatened me, you did not have a meeting first. You threatened me with real threats, with the law first. That was your first thing. So to me right there, you broke our trust, dude. Like, I don't trust you, because you should always come to the parent and talk, not threaten people. You know what I mean? You come with a threat. You know what I mean? That's childish shit. That lets me know that, nah, I don't know, dude. You're on some funky shit. Just stay out there and cater to rich people, dude. Because they're, you know what I mean? Let them deal with their fucking problems. Rich people problems, right? And nobody wants to show up for you. And, you know what I mean? You got to get out there and do the work for all this money. And, you know what I mean? That's the only way you could pay for this big-ass house and all these fucking problems, right? They say mo money, mo problems. And that's true, and nobody's mad at you, dude. They leave you to your problems and your money. And you can leave us the fuck alone. You mean? It's like a lot of people made their money on the backs of other people, because they did figure out that everybody doesn't think the same. Some people, it's just easier to show up for somebody else, or it's a lot of work. It's definitely not something you could do overnight. You don't just decide, I'm going to work for myself, and then overnight, poof. It takes a lot of fucking work. But the time is going to go by. It's just like I tell anybody, dude. The time's going to go by. Everybody has the same excuse. I tell these young kids, you know, when they're like, oh, I'm not going to be doing this kind of work for long. You know, it's like, I always tell them, you know, man, everybody says that same thing. And every one of them ends up on a job back here again with me, but it's like 4 years later, 5 years later, 9 years later, and yet here you are still pulling brush. If you were to listen to what I said, you would at least be getting climber's money, you know what I mean, or truck driver or something. But I'm not going to be doing this. No, I refuse to learn whatever you're going to teach me, even though it only takes a couple seconds, because it's, you know what I mean, I'm not going to be doing this. I'm like, homie, everybody says that, and I've never met anybody that I didn't see again doing this, because the money grows on trees, and you figured that out and got in a way into it. And it's just, it's not a lot. But it's contingent on how much fucking leaves if you put in a fucking thing. If every leaf was worth a penny, that's about right. If you clean them all up and add it all up, that's about what your fucking wage was. And same with wood, by the weight. If that shit's a penny per pound, that's what we doing. It doesn't fucking change. You know what I mean? You got to get after it. You want to make $60, or do you want to make $160? Or do you want to make $260, right? The guy that owns the truck and has all you guys convinced that your jobs are in jeopardy and that your only source of provision is him and his company, right? That guy's probably making $1,600 for the day. You know what I mean? It's like they say, when it rains, it pours, man. So I don't know what these fucking people, they got all this attitude. I'm going to have to see, all I could do it. They can't do anything to me if I just say, yes, okay, yeah, you're right. We're totally pieces of shit. I'm the biggest scumbag. If it wasn't for all this wreckage in my life, things would be smoother. I'd be able to get them here, right? I wouldn't have to live 40 miles away. You know what I mean? It's my right, isn't it, to decide if I want to just take him out of school? Like, this isn't working for me, we're leaving the state? Or is that not your right? Yeah, I wouldn't. You know why I wouldn't do it either, Ravel? Even more, know it's worth $900? Because it's a cat, dude. And it's surviving out there. And it's not easy, dude. It's surviving in the same environment that is too much for us. We have to go, you know what I mean? We have to go towards the coast a little more and build infrastructure to fucking support us, to allow us to cheat all the days that it doesn't happen. But that fucking cougar makes it happen every day. There is no fucking cheat. There is no, you know what I mean? So, and there's no water for them a lot of times of the year. I was reading that they fucking live off of the deer blood. They could take down a 150-pound mule deer like nothing, dude. People get dragged around by them all the time. There was a lady that there's a mountain biking trail, and the cougar dive bombed her from a bush and grabbed her by the head and was trying to drag her off the trail into the bushes. And she had somebody with her that was like, no, stop, oh my God, stop, and was like whipping it with a t-shirt. And the cougar didn't give a fuck. It was like still trying to pull her in. Because that's productive. Whatever she was doing, dude, paddling a fucking bike for no reason in the middle of nowhere with no destination, and you weren't coming from anywhere. Like, you literally probably brought your bike there on a fucking car. So it's like just the very act that you were doing is completely nonsensical and useless and stupid. And it's nothing that a natural man would ever do in a million years, unless you were living like a perverted existence that was totally devoid of any physical exertion whatsoever, that you had to go not only seek out some way to physically exert yourself, but you had to spend money and resources to transport your bike with fossil fuels way the fuck over here that you could have just did on any fucking given street, and that's your carbon footprint that you're making because you're going to feed 10 people, right? Or it's going to benefit the community and this guy. Like, no, you're literally going out there, leaving a carbon footprint to literally go do nothing. And just ride around like, oh, and a fucking mountain lion bought, you know what I mean? Marked you, dude. It's like, this motherfucker doesn't have any type of fucking like predatory success or fear or anything, dude. Now this school trying to fuck with me. Well, you know what the law says? The law that they're gonna get fucked by their own shit. So she did find that law, okay? But it doesn't give a guideline. It leaves it very vague and very open. So, and it says that all reasonable accommodations within a financial, that doesn't cost the student or the student's family any excessive money, you know? Meaning, like, you can't say, like, he's going to get bused here, or you pay for a cab or an Uber. Like, no, dude. They're going to have to figure it out. So, there's not going to be any figure out. I haven't crossed the line. I'm just going to okey doke them. Go, yeah, we're working on it. We're working on it. Yep. I got your letter. And I read it. And, oh, boy. Yeah, I just didn't realize how right you were. Thank God you sent me something concrete that I could look at and see that you're right and I'm wrong. So how do we go forward from here? Okay. All right. Yeah. No matter what you say. Okay. Yeah. You could be like, I'm going to take a knife. I'm going to stick it in your neck and I'm going to fuck your kid in the ass. Like, okay. Right. Okay. All right. And if this happens again, then we might have to have another meeting, and I can refer this to the Child Bureau of blah, 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 blah. And I say, whoa. Okay. Now, we were going to move to Arizona. We might move to TJ full time because I have employment there. So maybe we should just do that now, instead of like later with this looming threat that you're threatening me with. You know what I mean? Because I don't like to be threatened. You know what human being does. So you're going to threaten somebody that's already experiencing hardships. At least I'm going to present to them what all my hardships are and listen to what their smart ass fucking answers are. You know what I mean? Because everybody has the fucking answers, but it's like the old fucking saying goes, dude, you don't know shit until you've walked a mile in their moccasins. So we're going to take a walk and we're going to walk through it all. And I'm going to hear what your bullshit is. Because it's like, look, man, I got a flat tire on the bike right now. Okay. And just so coincidentally, the truck is experiencing it too. And I don't have the money to go buy a new tire. So like this morning I had to walk and we were late. It's like that's gonna happen. Those facts of life are gonna happen, dude. You're gonna say, well, maybe you could leave earlier. It's like, dude, we leave at 6:00. Like earlier than that? Like, how come we don't transfer this kid to a closer school? I mean, it's because you know why? They're basically saying, dude, that there's no quality schools in the inner city. If your kid has a special needs, you're not going to get it, dude, in the inner city. I watched this whole thing fucking play out, dude. The only reason he got transferred was because he was getting picked on, dude, the autism. You know what I mean? You got a bunch of kids. They're all apartment kids, and I could tell they're screaming the F word. I don't think any of these kids live in apartments at the school he's at now. So that's what I'm dealing with. people that have all the answers because they inherited generational wealth and maintained it. You did maintain it, but chances are that structure was laid out for you by whoever you were raised by. And you don't understand what it's like to not have a car, right? Or have three things going on, one of which is your own business that pays your fucking bills, that can't even afford to can keep you in the city anymore. Nobody can. And here's the thing. I can afford $2,000 a month rent. But here's what's up, dude. I walked around for a long time in fucking tattered rags, dude. And like real fucked up. And people would even say like, man, Joe just doesn't have any style. You know what I mean? And I would think like, I actually got a lot. I just can't afford to buy anything. How the fuck do you guys afford this? And that's like, and I'd see like, oh, well, this guy lives at his mother's house. His parents bought that house. His dad's a landscaper, and houses were cheap enough that a landscaper could afford it. They're not like fucking rocket scientists or anything, just regular Mexican people, and they raised him, and he's there, and now he's taking care of his parents like he should be, but he doesn't have to pay rent, so he could have all like fucking Adidas shit on and everything like that. And you know how I know this? Because when I stopped paying $2,000 rent, I had a surplus of money, man. And I was able to start buying Adidas shit and buying stuff from my kid. And I look at other kids and I see like their shoes are fucked up or their shit's fucked up. And I think like, yeah, dude, because that's what these motherfuckers will do to you nowadays. You don't mean shit. You're a money sign to them. Pay the rent or get the fuck on. They didn't do anything to change the place where I was living, bro. Nothing. In fact, the paint was peeling off. It looked like the Munsters. One day somebody was dropping me off and he's like, dude, you live in there? Holy shit. I'm like, bro, not only did that kind of hurt my feelings, but they just raised my rent, actually. And he's like, for what? And I'm like, yeah, for what? You didn't renovate it. You didn't do anything. You have to have a parking space by law. There has to be like one off-street parking space by law anywhere in San Diego, because there's parking laws for every fucking square seat. There's a day that you can't park there for street sweeping, and it's a multi-million-dollar ticketing industry. Citations. So they roll with it. And these people would come here and live out of RVs. So that's how it is. And because of that, they made it that if you're renting out an apartment, you have to provide the people with a fucking off-street parking. And they didn't. And not only do they make no provisions for that, but I had to pay hundreds of dollars a year on parking citations every year, dude. There was no way around it. And it's not like, well, we're giving you guys a parking space because that's what we're required to do, and we're gonna have to raise the rent to do that, or we're revamping everything. Like, no, none of that happened, dude. They did that with the neighborhood. They gentrified the neighborhood, and everybody came in and started making houses out of repurposed shipping containers, and they'd take an old wagon wheel and some burnt fucking boards and made it look all fucking trendy and cool. And then other people started doing that, and then I noticed they were selling brand new construction materials at Home Depot that were charred or stained because people were like making things from scratch just for the look, because this became like trendy. And then there was a lot of people that were coming in that, like our property manager, like, well, the going rate, they gentrified this fucking town. They made it all like look different and everything. And everybody's charging $1,000. So we're going to charge $1,000 now. And it's like, yeah, but you didn't do anything. Everybody else did something to upgrade, or get the people's cars off the street or like something. You didn't do anything. You just raised it. In fact, it looks like fucking shit. It's a horror show. The guy dropping me off, my boss, was saying like, what the fuck is up with your building, dude? Your management company. The paint's like peeling off the walls and shit. And I'm like, hey, they didn't have any answer for it, dude. Just greedy fucking dickheads. So I said, okay, just let me fuck around and find out. Just because I seen this paint that it was peeling underneath was like fluorescent turquoise. And I'm like, just being in Southern California for 50 years, for half a century, I was like, we haven't used fluorescent turquoise paint since the 70s. And it was all lead-based shit back then. So let me fucking test this and find out. And I went to Home Depot. They sell a lead paint instant test kit for $2. And I went and tested it. And the redder the sample becomes, the more lead it has in it. And it's supposed to be a light pinkish hue for extreme lead-based paints. This was like a maroon blood red. It was ridiculous, dude. It was like straight fucking lead. So of course I turned them in. And they had to, not only did they have to fucking have a special hazmat painting company to come out and get all that lead off and fucking dispose of it properly, but it's all chamfer strip siding, dude. Historical landmarks. And you can't, so they had to scrape in between every one of those things. There was no sandblasting, no nothing. The whole area has to be contained for, you know what I mean? And that's where that baby grew inside her stomach. And now he was like born with autism, you know what I mean? If you could tie the one to the other, dude, I could fucking class action lawsuit those motherfuckers probably. But I don't think it was them. It's the chrome plating business. That's already been linked and proven and paid out, and they moved it. The problem is there's so much residual chromium-9 in the fucking neighborhood from all those years. And that's it, man. But I did make those fucking idiots go through that where they had to pay all that money out the ass and have it disposed of and all that shit. Fuck them. Because I'm the model tenant, but I'm the guy that you want to have in your place. Because when I get in a place, I stay there for years. And I do have like my own income that's solid. And if you look at my rental history and all that shit, I have no evictions. Anybody will call and tell you, oh yeah, he was great. He was here for 7 years. Never had to chase down the rent. You know what I mean? I'll fix things when they get broken. You know what I mean? There's no flakiness, very consistent. So that's your fucking loss. That's worth gold, dude. You got to take care of me, dude. That should be everybody's attitude, too. Hey, unknown. Do you want to be a moderator on this channel? Oh, you got it, bud. I'm not doing it to everybody. Just the people that are here, dude, on the regular, and that have genuinely been like, Eljo, dude, I love your content, you know? Like, I could tell when somebody's kissing my ass or when they're, like, genuine, dude. And just genuine, dude. Just genuine and real and, like, you know what I mean? Oh, yeah, you're there, dude. You're there. You're it now. Because I'm not going to do it for everybody. Just, okay, so look, but don't ever block people. If somebody comes in and goes, this guy is gayer than fuck. Like, I've 100% have, like, evidence that this dude, boo, 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 blah, 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 you know what I mean? Whatever. Don't ever block anybody under any circumstances. If it happens accidentally and then people figure it out and like we undo it, that's one thing. But just know, because I can take it, dude. And it's important, not just important that you take it, dude, as a public figure, but that's what some of them are coming here for. Some people are coming in here just to tell me what a loser I am and what a piece of shit. And we have to give them that fucking opportunity, because not only is that like boosting my algorithm and my channel and stuff, but it's my statistics. And I go to other channels of people that have been on here for years and they don't have 8 or 9 people in there, right? That's 8 or 9 people that are actively engaged. And that's how it starts. And then another 8 or 9, and we got a little community. That's what I'm doing it for, so people have a place to hang out. And then some people like listening. That's what I do. I put on fucking content and I listen to it while I'm at work. And other people have told me that. So I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm like, they're giving you that. If that's what they're coming here for, dude, when I come up, I'll have 4 or 5 haters, dude, that are here, and I could tell because they don't want to participate in the chat. They don't want to participate with the host. You know what I mean? There's no, unless it's just like people, because lives are coming up and they just want to listen and see what this guy's all about, whatever. It could be that, but I don't think so. See, like Johnny Cockring and El Joe Cameltoe should be moderators too, really, because they're always in here and they're always cool. I have to make Johnny Cockring. I don't want to give it out to everybody. That way, what you guys do have does mean something. Is something special, because I can appreciate. And that's it, dude. And it shows the other people. Some people that are on the fence, or some people that don't know, or maybe they started out hating. And they go like, wow, you know what? It is better off, or benefits, to fucking not be like this or be like that or whatever. You know what I mean? Or somebody could, really, there's nothing you could say, dude. I am such a believer in free speech that there's nothing you could say or do. Oh, you know what? No. Anybody that supports any type of pedophilia, dude, there's no place for you here, dude. Like, it doesn't matter if it's boys, girls, any kind of, like, you know what I mean? And I'm not talking about like tenderonis or like little fanny fucking bitches, dude. You know what I mean? Like some people, dude, that's how they deal with their homosexuality. They just fucking, they go after chicks, and they get a hold of these chicks that have no meat on their bones, like dudes. You know what I mean? And they think in their mind, as long as I have this, like, it's not gay, I'm not gay. And that is true. So you are like, right? And I can't chastise anybody for that. You know what I mean? As long as you're not the type that I didn't even think existed, dude. If I wouldn't have met that motherfucker out there and seen him getting charged, because I wasn't there when he got charged. If I wouldn't have seen that shit with my own eyes on the internet, I would not believe that people do that, dude. That's a thing and all that shit. And then the Balenciaga stuff that just happened. If that didn't happen and I didn't see, like, whoa, dude, the fucking people are into this shit. And then right now, when they just released their fucking spring office wear, there was another little nod to that fucking shit, dude. But this was like, it's just like, really? When you know you're like under the microscope too, dude? And so I just have to have a hard line there, and I see how toxic it is, and that it's the fucking gift that keeps giving, dude, and not good fucking presents. You know what I mean? That shit like self-perpetuates itself. Those people grow up to be abusers, and it's just fucked up, dude. And poker being life, the number one thing you learn in Reads and Tells 101 is that when somebody looks at something and then they look away real quick, It's because they like what they see. And they don't want you to know that. So they look away real quick. You ever come into a room and a chick or somebody look at you and then look away real quick? And you think like, God, what the fuck? What's up? Why is that? It's actually a compliment. That person likes what they see, but they might be in a committed relationship, or they might have like a hard value, like they're a Christian person and you have like a mohawk and you're obviously a punk rocker with a pentagram on your shirt. Like there's something that they don't want to be involved with that's not necessarily bad. That's why they're turning away real quick. We learn that in poker, because when in Texas Hold'em, when they do the flop or the river or the turn card, but anytime a card is turned over and somebody looks at it and then looks away real quick, that means they like what they saw. They like what they saw, and they're trying to turn away from it as quickly as they can so that you don't know. But that act in itself is actually a tell. It's actually the most basic, the first tell that we do as human beings. So if you don't even know that, that's like beyond fucking rookie. But and it's why I say poker is life, because when you're contracting, when you walk in a room for a PTA meeting, that same body language, dude, is going to tell you stuff about people, dude, and how they feel and what you're dealing with, and it's going to be advantageous to you. And I seen the motherfucker, dude. He's in our church, and then we got everybody in that church. There's the alcoholic, the drug addict, the motherfucking convict, the fucking gambler, the fucking, yeah, you name it, bro. Right? Well, and of course, there's a fucking pedo chomo, and his big fucking cry is always, well, my dad molested me, and woo whoop. That's the same thing that other motherfucker says. Sometimes I think, like, is that what happened, dude? Or is that what you say would happen? Because nobody's gonna, like, come against that. Everybody's always like, oh, poor, oh, fuck, shit, and you are literally the guy that goes from town to town being tarred and feathered. Like, that's your existence. So that's how they end up in the church, and they deserve Jesus's love and mercy according to Jesus, not me. That's why the Bible says his ways are not our ways, because I don't feel that way. I feel like you're the fucking scum of the earth, dude, and I cast judgment on you, and I would go so far as to do something to hurt you bad, and definitely get you the fuck off of planet Earth as quickly as possible, because you're gonna reoffend, dude. And I hear that from law enforcement and everything. It's weird that we're so lenient, but I think it's because you're feeding the capital monster, dude. This system depends on people at the bottom, and not just people at the bottom, but there has to be a grossly abstract amount of people at the bottom that greatly outweighs the people at the top. In fact, how good the people at the top have it is directly contingent upon how many people are at the bottom. So anything that puts people at the bottom, like divorce, addictions, pedophilia, like, society is not really going to come down that hard on it, because they're depending on there being a lot of people at the bottom. And if something fast tracks somebody at the bottom, that's even better, dude. Crazy, huh? It's true. It's 100% true, man. It's fucking sickening. I don't think right now, but I think we're on the course for it. Because you have a lot of hurt people, dude, that immediately go to these repulsive images that are contrary to God, purposefully. And it's not because you're a real Satanist. You can't handle pain. You're crying about whatever fucking thing they did to you to fucking make your pussy hurt in the first place. You're the biggest little bitch on the inside, and you fucking know it, dude. I'm talking to myself here. As usual. But you're fucking receiving it as usual. But it's the truth, dude. It's the fucking truth. And we let it slip in there. And so people do identify to it, and they do have it. And now it is in Congress. There is that goat-headed thing, sitting on the thing, doing that, and fucking with a pentagram. And the Navy has to make fucking, like, if they have a Catholic motherfucker on the ship, they have to have a Wiccan guy, and they do fucking ritualistic shit and all that stuff. And, like, yeah, paganism and Celtic rituals and all that shit and Viking stuff, that's cool, and it's not Satanism. But trust me, Satanism will use that, just like it uses Native American spirituality as a way to get people away from God and the truth. And that's it, dude. And we're seeing it, and it sucks, dude. And it like in capitalism, it makes sense and it sucks and that's scary. But in a high tech fiefdom or high tech feudalism, like they're saying, like what we're having right now, where it's going to be the corporations of the new land lords and the fucking people at the bottom are the fodder. And where you fall in on that hierarchy, dude, is like, you know what I mean? Are you a supervisor or are you a shit shoveler? And there you go, dude. That's it. That's all there is to it. We encourage things. Shit shoveling. I listened to somebody say it, dude. And talking about it. Oh, nothing's getting detox. Ha! That was just clickbait, dude, because the people want to see me. Most people are not cool, bro. That's why you guys have the fucking blue wrenches. A lot of people come in here and start hating, dude. And when I start dropping knowledge and stuff, you see how you said clever thinking and the other 6 people just dipped out. That's real, dog. That's real. That's how I know, dude. They just dipping out on their own life, bro. They're just dipping out on their own life. Because if you can't handle some poo butt nothing motherfucker, dude, that's scratching desperately at this empty gaping hole in his fucking life, dude, and live streaming and, like, you know what I mean? And this pathetic fucking human being, bro, irks you that bad or gets under your skin or whatever the fuck, you can't handle it, you are gonna have no chance in handling life. Because life, I ain't got shit on that, man. There's some real motherfucking monsters out there, homie. And if you can't take some kind words from a dude in the boit, but how the fuck you gonna deal with life, homie? Like, that's what's crazy. But it's true. How did they die, bro? It may be gang related. So it was a gang. It was a gang fucking, it was a gang thing, huh? Well, see, that dude, that's why they probably tuned in, right? To see me fucking suffering. And then, like, they shot and killed a 16-year-old girl with a 10-month baby, execution style. Ooh, that's weird. That's some Kill Bill shit, dude. They did some Kill Bill shit. You know that guy, that guy, dude, Italy's Most Wanted? That's real. And that's the kind of shit he was doing. Because I'm like, dude, Italy, like, bro, you could sell your mama, homie. You know what I mean? As long as they get they fucking dollar. Bruh, believe me, dog. That's why that was ground zero for releasing the pandemic. Like, you know how like New York's a city that never sleeps, right? You know what I'm saying? Right? California's the golden state. right? What's Roma? The eternal city. I mean, that's what's been called, bro, since antiquity, and like to today. That's what. So like, oh, how you can't be cutting people up and shit like downtown Rome. Like, bro, when they call you a fucking gangster, homie, or you're most wanted by them, that's bad. But it sounds to me like the person you're talking about is just like that kind of bad shit too. Damn. Chased her down the street. Even got the grandma. Damn. But see, here's the thing though. Let me play devil's advocate for a minute, dog. Because in a way, how I've seen people in this community, dude, defending because they were fanboys, right? Or like, how about that? Okay, like Carlos made a video. It was a great video interviewing the chick that said she was like a Luis Arana fanboy or fangirl, and like, and then she found him, was out there for a while, and like, okay, but you ain't out there no more. What happened? But you won't talk about what happened. I want to hear that. Like, I want to hear the. But anyway, well, it's because we know, because he's a fucking dipshit. But you, you I had something to do with what I was gonna say. I lost my train of thought. I don't know. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, I've seen people do some fucking heinous shit that will defend or get on board or become like obsessed with people that are like not good people in real life. Like, there's like some serious shit going on there that you do not fucking need. And it's not only that, but they're nothing like what attracted you in the first place. All that's facade, right? And those people, we have seen them not just like get behind people like that or be fanboys, but like dox other people, threaten people's family. If they could, they would do something that was life threatening or fucking um just bad stuff, dude. And behind bad people. And so, like, I watched somebody defend somebody in this community, dude, okay? How it got started was they were doing off-grid farming. And some of us went out there, some of us didn't. All of us were watching it and been watching it. Well, this guy molested a couple kids and hurt him. And I know the kids personally. And it wasn't a lie. It wasn't bullshit. Like, this is real. This motherfucker did that, right? And we were all there. We knew what happened. Like, that's what happened, okay? Well, people in the community that were online that never went out there, that don't know those people in real life, that really don't know what happened, right? Just because they were watching it on TV, they think that they know better what happened, and they started defending these people that raped the kids, dude. And like went so far as not just to defend, but anybody that was like, no, dude, this guy's an actual rapist. Like, you're putting other people in harm by lying that this person is not what the fuck they are. And then this person will get all butthurt, and whoever said that, they dox you, call the SWAT team, tell them you're in there with meth, and they know you have your 4-year-old kid. I mean, like, we've seen this, dude, in the community. And then it comes out because their whole time they're like, you don't know that. Wait till the trial's over. Guess what? The trial's over, bro. The motherfucker did that shit, and fucking they just shut up and that's it. If you even say it again, they don't speak on it, or they start telling fabrications and distorting the fucking what actually happened, right? But what actually happened was there's some people out there that are fucking insane, dude. And they will support other people or do things that will hurt other people, dude, because they're fucking insane, dude, or they have something like seriously fucking wrong with them. And their kids are like that, their whole family, everybody, dude. If if you if that person did that, like bro, you don't know what that family did. Obviously it was something real bad if they came and shot your grandmother and your pregnant niece down the street. You know what I mean? You don't know. Obviously it was bad, dog. Now, some people, I know a lady that drowned her baby. She was having postpartum depression, was tweaking on crystal real bad. The husband got caught cheating or left her, and she just lost her mind. Oh, yeah. And took his fucking 9-month-old baby and drowned it in the bathtub, homie. And now she's a born again Christian. And you know what I mean? And it's like, no, God's not going to bring that baby back. But you know what? He kind of fucking heals her heart a little bit, dude, of having to live with that for the rest of your fucking life. You know what I mean? That sucks. But those type of people exist out there. And they're in this community. I've seen it. And so what if they did something that led a whole bunch of people to get hurt, dude? Like, you don't know, dude. What if that was the guy that ran the prison food and was selling all the food, the protein, and substituting it with maggots? Because you know they caught somebody doing that, right? And he's actually in jail and ended up eating the food that he used to control. But that's happened. So, like, what if it was somebody that had that kind of power, but it wasn't food? What if they hurt, like, one of your family members and made somebody, like, really suffer, and it was just behind bullshit, like was on this internet? I do not know Noogie or Silverback, but Silverback sounds so familiar. Is that a musician, dude? Is that guy? Is that the guy? Yeah, knowing Northern California, bro, it probably did have something to do with drugs. And I know, like, cartel people are extremely ruthless. This is what they're doing a lot too. The lumber industry and the weed industry both use illegal immigration and illegal labor, which I'm not saying there's anything wrong with, right? But they have been participating in this forever. But some of them will, like, not honorably though. Like, they'll call immigration the day before payday. They'll fucking threaten immigration, like, you know what I mean, against, like, slave conditions or bad conditions. Like sometimes, and I'm not lying, dude, when I say, like, they call immigration the day before payday, bro. And not only the day before payday, but they've been putting you off. Oh, I can't pay you this week, dude. But I just got to get this harvest out, and the money will come in, and then I'll pay you for the last 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you, dog, I've seen this. And then, but we have to get this done. And we're only going to do it if I got 2 or 3 more people. And they're like, okay, I know my cousin. I bring my cousin and my nephew. They worky hard worky, every day, worky. Like, okay, yeah, bring them. And so they tell those people, dog, and them people, hey, pero my brother, he say it's gonna cost him 600. It costs 600 for the bus, and then they have the plane first. But he can be here tomorrow, pero He wants to know if you can pay more than 600. Oh yeah, man, I got you. Tell him I'll pay for the 600 and the 600 to get back when we're done with the work. Like I'm telling you, bro, people do this shit. And then they call immigration the day before. Right? I've seen psychotic people think that they've been wronged. Where the guy is like, he paid him, dog, and everything like that, but maybe didn't give him the 600 or gave him the 600 to get there, but not the 600 to get back. There was something where there was a discrepancy that they were fighting about. And this psychotic motherfucker turned it into, they fucked you, they fucking called immigration on your cousin, they stole it, like all this crazy shit that didn't happen, bro. We just, you know what I mean? It was just a discrepancy in fucking pay or something, right? And then they kill your whole family and all that shit, maybe. Now, there's a lot of illegal grows. I noticed this. Half of it was propaganda, but they were hitting us in California for a while with some hard propaganda about how much marijuana was growing in these fucking BLM now, and how it was all illegal immigrants and cartels. And I do know people in the tree industry that come to work seasonally, and they do stay in tents and in canyons, and there's actually little communities that are just immigrant workers, and it's safe and it's clean and it's not bad, and they're saving all their money. And so I believe this to be factual, and they're saying that there's communities like that that are also babysitting massive grows, and they're finding the evidence. And this is why we have to stop it, because they're using pesticides and there's human trafficking involved. Like, oh, okay, of course, you said the two fucking key words. But so now they're trying to rally the troops against shutting down these communities. And so what if you were like a cartel guy, or not even a cartel guy, you're just a psychotic motherfucker that was out there all this time shitting in a hole, and you know what I mean? Like paying the fucking price, bro, paying the cost to be the boss. And you ended up, because you're babysitting all this marijuana, right? And you're working on a fucking farm, and then somebody, and you know who it is, called and turned you in, and they took that whole grow, they deported everybody, you don't get your paycheck now, and all that work and the whole season was for nothing. Like, you know what I mean? It's probably something like that. That's just my educated guess based on how things work and what the fuck's going on. And you don't know who people are, dude. They could have been some savage motherfuckers from MS-13, or they had the fucking affiliation or whatever, dude. And they just, you out here. That sucks to involve, you know what? I don't believe in that, bro. Like I said, even Italy threw that motherfucker under the bus because he executed a kid and did a car bomb, bro, in fucking downtown Rome. Like, that's, you just don't do that. You got a problem with somebody, you go to that person as a man. And you present yourself as a man, come in as another man. If they have any manhood, they'll face you, or they'll turn away and bruise their manhood. You know what I mean? It's chicken shit to go. It ties into what I was saying, why I started talking about the deer and the rabbit and what type of hunting you're doing, and when you're even out there hunting. You realize, bro, that you got to come correct. And the first time you ever hunt a human being, you realize, like, bro, you could have the person right there, dog. You track them to the room. Okay, there they are. Go get them, tiger. You like, oh, okay. Like, Pulp Fiction was a great, when the Bruce Willis scene, when he escaped and they were butt fucking the black dude, and Bruce Willis like grabbed the chainsaw and he's like, oh, no. Because you're playing it out in your mind, dude. Like, how are you going to do this? And it's not fucking easy, dude. There's no easy answer. There's no easy way. Right? Like, even a gun, bro. You're going to be like, a gun. There's all kinds of people around. I can't just come in here and make all that noise. And, like, there's a lot of... And then not only that, I've even been in that situation. You put one in the chamber, bro, and go in there to see the motherfucker, and I'm going to kill him. You have to put it in the chamber... Go in there without the person knowing, and which is next impossible. 9 times out of 10, they're always going to turn around or something, and you're going to shoot, bap, bap. And, bro, it misses them. They start a fucking melee. I'm telling you, dude. I'm telling you. Even with everything perfect, you can have a fully automatic weapon with a silencer on it. It's not as easy as you think, dude. And everything that can go wrong is going to go wrong, because not only is that your karma, but that's what the fuck you're stirring in the universal pot. So it's coming, dude. You're in it. And that's what the fuck is going to fight you every step of the way. Like, that's where you're going to be hyperventilate. That's where you do come out to a fucking flat tire. You do like all the fucking stupidest, weirdest shit that you could ever imagine. Best believe that's when the fuck it's going to be happening to you, dude. And you're going to go in there. I'm telling you, bro. Like, people that know what's up, yeah, they know. I don't know. I'm not going to like get into it. I'm just saying, dude. You're going to see. You'll see. You see why some cops keep one in the chamber in their fucking holster, and then they put the strap in between the hammer and the gun. You know what I mean? Me personally, I couldn't do that. When I see my victim, dude, and I'm ready to shoot, I'll fucking grab it and whap in one motion. And because everything is a melee, I'm telling you, dude, even if somebody that's sitting in the car that you pulled over has it in their mind, like, I'm going to shoot this cop. As soon as he walks up on me, I'm going to shoot. That always goes wrong, too, because you have adrenaline going. Like, he's not just going to stand there and be like, oh. As soon as you go like that, he's going to be like, ah. Think of how many times you've seen it, dude. Point blank range. You knew that's what you were going to do as he was walking up, and that person still missed. And the cop's rolling around the ground, and you see him, and one guy gets out of the car, and he's firing, bah, 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 and doesn't hit shit. You know it, dude. It's because it's messy, dude. It's messy, dude. Nothing is going to let you take its life. That fight or flight, that real adrenochrome, and what the fuck it's designed for. The purpose of it is kicking in, and that's it, man. And so, like, even at that, you see the chick starts running down the street. You know what I mean? Right? Hey, oh, whoops. That's how they got, no, sorry. That's how they got Vito Corleone, remember? They blew his mom away right there. And he didn't want to leave any fucking, okay. Hey, Red Road, man. You've been there since the beginning. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah. Good to see you, Rotters, man. Real good to see you, Red Road. I remember you from the beginning, man. And Stellar. Stellar, man. I'm good. You know, I don't know what to do about you yet. I'm getting hot sitting right here. I don't have any work for today, man. I don't have any work to do. And I only have I'm just letting you guys all up in my business now. I don't have any money, so I'm trying not to I'm not driving anywhere. I'm just waiting on a call, really, dude. I have work for Monday. These people want me to meet them. So I guess I gotta go do this fucking meeting. But, see how there's blue people in the chat? How are you going to convince people that you're my wife or that you have any kind of affiliation with me whatsoever if you're not even a fucking moderator on my channel? You know what I mean? But if you want to be involved with me, I have mouths to feed, dude. That's real. And I'm going through some shit. It's not fair. But that's life. You know what I mean? And so what kind of bottom feeder would you be if you're bottom feeding off of the people on the bottom? Now, if you want to, like, I'm feeding off the people on the bottom because I'm going to feed into them, right? And build each other up as a community and as human beings, then that's it, dude. Or you're not. And if you're not, then I put you in the same fucking category as I do rotters. Somebody that, like, as long as you're cool, okay, we're cool, but I know at your heart you're just a shit talking dipshit that, like, we all talk shit, but usually it's about something that's significant, right? You just like to talk shit about stuff that's insignificant as long as it's talking shit because you think that it's cute or funny, or you think, well, you do have a quick wit, but you just somewhere along the way got it in your head that it was better to use your quick wit to put people down in order to be accepted by other people, instead of just using your quick wit all the time as a defense mechanism where people won't fuck with you because they know, like, hey, this guy's a quick wit and he'll tear you apart. So, you know what I mean? You've proven yourself as somebody that won't fight, use their God-given talent to defend people. You'll use your God-given talent to pick on people so that you yourself don't get picked on or fucked with for whatever reason by strangers that you'll never fucking meet. You know what I mean? Unless you got a blue wrench, dude. Then I'm, hey, sending you fucking whatever you want, dude. You know what I mean? You want dick pics, you want a DNA sample, you want a pube with a little fucking bow around it. You know what I mean? You want a card at Christmas written in blood. Trust me, because that's what you got coming. If you got a blue ranch or you're in this motherfucker and I know you by name, that's what you have coming. My success is 50% me. The other 50% is you guys. Like, you know what I mean? And that's why the haters hate, because they'll never get that position, and that's what they fiend for. And so whether you have it or not, it doesn't matter. Just the fact that you're that caliber of motherfucker. Yeah, I knew it, dude. Okay, Red Road. I had a feeling, because I'm pretty smart, and just looking at content, I look at everybody's content. If you come in my shit, you around me in any type of way, trust me, if I have 50,000 followers one day, every single person, I know who you are, dude, because I'm looking at it, and this is all I do. So I remember you. I remember you have a redheaded kid. That's whose channel I thought it was. Which is like, that's good actually, because I'm assuming you're a single parent. You did a fine job. You raised a good boy. Seems like he's on the same road, which is not a fucking easy road. It has like a glamour or an almost like pseudo spirituality to it that attracts people, but you quickly find out, and rightfully so, because it's how the Red Road will shake off anybody that's not really belong on it or doesn't have the road's interest in mind. You understand? Which is, the road just wants to keep going. You understand? That's how it survives as a culture, as an art form, as an existence. It has to keep going forever, even though the tone of the individuals might have changed, or it stayed the same, but like a kaleidoscope, it fucking melded with others and fanned out into infinitely more combinations of color schemes and skin tones. And then, like any root, it grew longer and more But like I heard from an old timer, how you know it's real or not is that the one thing that doesn't change is the values and the songs. That's why they're so adamant about exactly, no, 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 you got to do it like this. And when you're like, what? I'm doing it like, no, no, no. And because that is the only thing that never changes, dude. Even though organically, like any other kind of culture, it does too. Like they didn't have bright fluorescent colored flagging tape, dude, on any of the bustles, dude. Pre 1920. I'll bet you maybe even 1950, dude. You know what I mean? And before 20s, powwows were illegal. Yeah, what you learn on the what I learned, what the Red Road showed me right away, dude, is after you get the old way, how to make this and how to do that and why we do this and why we do that and why this is important and why that and everything. After you get past that initial stage, then you get the real road just to show you what it's about so you can make your decision whether this is really your heart or not. And that is habitat loss. You're going to be moved from one place to another. And a nomad, you have to be able to round your shit up and move within 20 minutes. You're going to learn what a heartache is. That's why all the fucking little hearts have a blood on it, like a bleeding heart, have like a drop. You're going to know what it's like to lose your animals. You know what it's going to like to lose family members. You're going to know what it's like to lose your land. You know what it's like to be displaced. You're going to know what it's like to be, you're going to go to federal prison. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the real red road, dude. And that's what you're doing for. You should be willing to go to federal prison in order to be a peace pipe. Yeah, well, if there's all that stuff too, of course, not all bad. I just feel like I got to tell people that because you don't want to like think it's one thing and then you're like, dude, it's a heartache, bro. It's a bleeding heart. That's why every symbol with a heart is bleeding, dude. In Native American culture. Stony, what's up? Um, yeah, Stony, you definitely get one, dude. Cause you've always been there, and now you got a wrench, kid. You come from TikTok, Katie and Stony, and um, maybe unknown, but definitely. God damn it, I'm having a brain fart, dude. Fucking oh my god. Well, you know who you are. Or maybe it was, oh, I don't know. These people come up all the time on my. Ravel, I've never been like an official one on a reservation, but I've been with like a group of other native people and we built a sweat and made the fire and collected the stones and did a sweat of, I think there was like 5 or 6 of us, and it was really good because it was super cold outside, which is like that's when you enjoy the cold, right? It's like when you get out of a 200-degree hot tub or a sweat lodge. No, but sweating is a good way to get toxins out of your body and get the really dirty, deep down Oh, wow. That's interesting. Red Road. Cool, dude. That's cool. Nope. You know, I mean, I've never, hey, Johnny Cochran, I support that, dude. Oh, so you bought it. That would be the really old fashioned way, still, actually. You're right. No, he didn't buy. Yeah, he bought it with participation and being cool. There's one thing when a man makes a mistake, dude. There's another thing to point out somebody's mistakes. Because you know what? It says in the Bible, dude, Noah. I'll expect 3 or 4 people, 6 people to drop out now. But Noah, dude, Noah got drunk after he had all those animals. It's in the Bible. After he got all that shit done and was floating in the water, like, oh my God, I can't believe it actually rained. The fucking animals came. I did it according to the fucking plans, and it actually is holding together. And my family's on here, and you're like thinking, like, fuck, dude, I don't want to die. I don't want to drown. You're listening to people drowning and scratching and clawing outside of you for many days, you know? He got drunk, dude. He got drunk as fuck. This is in the Bible. This is a main key story of the Bible for teaching purposes. This is considered a righteous way to be, okay, when it comes to gossip or backbiting or enemies or anything. Because we're all family, we're all connected. That's how it is spiritually. So you're supposed to think like that. And especially when it helps to apply these stories to your own life. So Noah fucking ties one on, like, fuck, dude, you had that coming too. You earned that one, to say the least. And he got so fucked up that this just says in the Bible that he passed out on the floor in the middle of a shit sty, pig pen, with no clothes on, dude, buck naked. And one of his sons came upon him. 2 of his sons. But one of them was like, oh my God, look at Dad. No way, dude. And he runs out and he goes, dude, you guys gotta come see this. Look at Dad. This is, oh my, it's fucking hilarious. Stupid motherfucker. Look, dude. He's naked and he's in the pig shit, dude. He didn't even look. He's like 3 inches from the fucking bottle. He's like barely within reach, dude. Oh my God. You know what I mean? And fucking took fucking pictures of it, and like selfies in front of him, like, oh, painting mustaches on him and all that old shit. And the other brother came in and goes, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? You don't want anybody to know this. And he fucking kicked the bottles out of the way and he took his own robe off and he covered his dad Noah up. And he's like, don't even tell anybody about this, stupid. And that was it. From that day forth, Noah, I guess, had favor of one of his sons and the other one was in disfavor. And when they asked him, how come you fucking favor him more than you do me? Noah said, because a righteous man covers his father's nakedness and covers his drunkenness. And a bad son exposes it to everybody. And it goes into the reasons why, you know, we're all human, we all fall down, we all make mistakes. Certainly most people don't live their whole life in mistake days. It's one time out of a lot, but that one mistake can keep you away from a lot of things, having access to a lot of things or a lot of opportunities, because people think you might repeat that mistake, or you know what I mean? It's not a mistake that they identify with, have ever making, so therefore it's completely different in every way than any mistake they make, which is over and fucking over again, right? Because that's what it is to be a human being. That's why we wrote these stories down and regurgitate them, because we've learned what it is to be a human being, dude, and what it is to be a shitty human being and to be a good human being. And it's important enough to write it down. And because it doesn't change, it pretty much stays long. Are there things that they probably took out of it? Sure. Is it possible that there's things that were added to it? Sure, but here's what's up. At the end of the day, it's people like you and me and people that believe, that are searching it and reading it and finding it and sharing it. And if something is put in there for a purpose, that purpose is usually exposed pretty quickly, and that thing is removed or changed, or a different version comes out. Because the real thing is that people don't just do these things, dude. There's councils. It's a big organic process. It takes a long time. And if they left it in there, it's for a reason. And it's to teach you about something, a condition of being human, dude. And there's two types of sons, bro. One that will expose his father's nakedness, and one that will cover his father up when he falls weak. With his own robe, if even, say, you know what I mean, if need be. And it wasn't just Noah. I think it was God in the Bible. It talks about like God favored one of Noah's sons, because surely it's better to clothe your father when he's fallen weak or had a moment of weakness. And it's wrong to expose that weakness, because, dude, your father took care of you. He raised you. You wouldn't have survived. You wouldn't have made it. Especially Noah's boys. That's facts, dog. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just had a fucking catastrophic flood that killed the whole world. Like, you know what I mean? But that's human nature, dude. Somebody could literally save you from the flood that killed the world, and you're going to be like, oh, dude, look, he's fucking wasted. Come here, and he's naked. Come here, you guys. Get a picture. Get a picture of me in front of his dick, dude. Oh, you know what I mean? Let's draw a mustache and 666 on his forehead before he wakes up. Come on, hurry, hurry, hurry. Yep. It's because you covered your father. It's because he covered his father, dude. In a moment of weakness and shame. Covered his nakedness. That's how the Bible uses it. The favorable son covered his father's nakedness and didn't make it known. And the other one exposed his father's nakedness. I mean, if you take the fucking story for like being true, and that like Noah did what it says he did, you don't think it was like he had that coming to be able to get drunk? Like, he had that coming, bro. That's got to be I don't know if the Bible talks about how long it took him, but I wonder how long it took him, dude. It's not important. It doesn't matter. I don't know. It's crazy to me, though, that it doesn't matter. Let me ask you this question. If the story wasn't true, does it make any part of it not right? Meaning, like, what every part of it says about morality, what every part of it says symbolically about this situation, about that, all the lessons that are in there, every single one of them, not just a few of them, but every single one. Does it make any of it less true? Or apply less. It doesn't, dude. It doesn't. People get hung up on whether it was a real story or not, which has nothing to do with it. It doesn't matter. It's a story that was chosen to be kept included in here because it directly related to a part of the human condition, and a part of the human condition that deals with spirituality and righteousness, especially concerning like mental health, family members, emergencies, monumental tasks. Like, think about that for a second. Like, you know what I mean? The Bible is like, you don't need to be told a story about when you stub your fucking toe, or if your fucking tire is flat. You know what I mean? You need to be like told those like real life trying shit, dude. You know what I mean? Things between like family members and brothers and sisters. A Jewish guy, one of my best friends actually, he passed away from lung cancer. That's why I need to go see my people in OB. Slammy. But we can collabs. I'll push you around in your wheelchair, of course. I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, he told me. I go, hey man, what do you think? Do you think Jesus was a real person, or do you think he was God? And he was like, well, does it matter? Like, does it make anything he said less true? He's like, just tell me one thing that you could think of that Jesus said that would be less true or not as important if he wasn't actually the Son of God and died for our sins, becoming the strongest God of them all. Say that's not true, that it was just hype. It was just one of the first examples of hype and fame and snowballed out of control, and people told stories. Or it was like a David Copperfield kind of motherfucker, you know what I mean? That did know some good ass tricks and went there with it, dude. Was he choosing to rob and make himself the most, you know what I mean, affluent dude in the world? Or did he like live humbly from place to place, having never anything for himself, and everything that he said and taught was all this like really righteous stuff about forgiving people and becoming a better person, and you know what I mean? All that. Like, there's nothing, like I kind of made it my quest after that, just to find one thing, dude, that I could be like, yeah, this would be a game changer. If he wasn't who he said he was, this whole thing would be. You can't find one fucking thing, dude. That's how come all religions are successful. They say, well, how come all religions can't be right, but yet they're all successful? How can you explain that? Well, because they all are right. They're a person's, a culture's idea of what it is to be human, and these problems that we face, no matter what your demographic is. And this has been studied for years and years, thousands of years in our culture, and this is what we're putting out as our like keynote contribution to humanity. And they've maintained that as a standard of culture and historical. And plus, we do know Jesus was real. It was definitely a real person because there's record of it from thousands of years ago. They kept records of people that they incarcerated, that they beat. It's all like real fact. And then not only that, but everybody's account, like their stories all match up. Like, that's what the Bible is. It's the New Testament is 12 different people's stories And you can see how each one differs and in which way. But even in those differences, bro, they all fucking line up. The only differences are is that Paul was more focused on this aspect of life, and this is what he saw and pulled out of it. And John's was, something else, and this is what he pulled out of it. And you know what I mean? And not one fucking thing is any less true. That's why Muslims accept it. They accept Jesus. Jesus' name is mentioned 4 or 5 times in the Quran. I mean, in fact, part of the Quran is part of the Bible, just like part of the Bible is part of the Torah, and part of the Quran is part of the Torah. That's why if you're describing any religion in the world, those 3 are in the same category, mutually exclusive to Abrahamic faiths. That's what they called. You say any of the Abrahamic faiths, you're talking about Judaism, Muslim, or Christianity, because they all come from the same place, which is Abraham, the prophet Abraham, an ancient dude. And that's like the Old Testament, everything, dude. You can't even find a Christian, myself included, that doesn't have a hip problem or broken hip. And that's what the Bible says, dude. Before Moses, before anybody, it was Abraham, dude. And that's why it's in the Bible and it's stressed a lot, because if you're going to follow this faith and you're going to be grafted into the tree, just like Judaism grafted to Christians, you know what I mean? And Judaism split off into Muslims and the Prophet Muhammad, but they all originated from Abraham, which is he wrestled with God. He wrestled with God, man. That's what he did. He wrestled with God. He sent his possessions and his family into the promised land, and he said, no, I'm going to stay back here because I have to wrestle with God. And he wrestled God, and God broke his hip and then sent him into the... I think that's symbolic to how most men, if you live your life especially in a righteous way, this world will just break your hip, bro. God is wrestling with God, dude. Right? There's nothing glamorous about it. God's gonna kick your ass, but that's it, right? I remember my son, I said, wrestle me, when he was like 3 or 4 years old. That's it. He just wanted to wrestle 24/7. Wrestle me. Oh, Johnny Cochrane. I'm so glad you said that, because that's the new conspiracy theory, is that there was a place that in America called Tartaria, and we had that's why the White House, a lot of these buildings they show that look like a mixture of Roman, Greek, Egyptian shit. That's what, because it was people from Greek, Rome. America was inhabited by all these people already once before from all around the world. That's how come you find the Mormons found those ancient Jewish scriptures in Utah and stuff, and why they find Egyptian stuff in parts of the South and in the Southeast and parts of New Mexico and stuff, because somebody was already here and it was a great empire, dude, that controlled the world. And there was a giant race too that either existed alongside of them or symbiotically with them, but they definitely were a part of it. That's why you see some of the structures that all have these huge doors, and all these buildings are actually, what you're seeing is just the top of the building, the whole other 2 or 3 floors and the rest of that door that would fit a giant that a 12-foot tall, 16-foot tall person could walk through, that were all buried in mud. And they are uncovering that. And they're not showing like pictures of the World Fair in like Toronto or fucking like places in like 1911, and they already had like these structures and shit. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, how would they, you know what I mean? And there are a lot of instances where the history doesn't match up. It matches up to a story you've been told, and they say that they just invented this story and that we were all told that there was only black slaves and shit and everything, and we really made up this story. But it was there was black slaves, there was white slaves. You're starting to see a lot of evidence of it too, dude. And because it wasn't what you're told, it was something totally different, and we came here and stole it. And it makes sense too, because how would we come here and steal it from England, but we're like England's best friend, like that? Where they're willing to get nuked for us. And they're sitting right there within nuke's range. And they're like, yep, USA, do or die. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and we kicked their ass out of here and took their shit? That doesn't make any fucking sense. It makes sense that England fucking sent some people, a new corporation called America, that they were going to come over here and take these people over and kill these giants. Or a mud flood happened, or a great catastrophe that created the opportunity where they were able to fucking take this shit and wage warfare. I don't know, it's weird. But that is what a lot of people are saying, dude. I had teachers in high school, I can remember, when people would be like, what, people think that? And I remember multiple teachers, when people would question stuff, they would be like, dude, there's people that still think the earth is flat. And this is back in the early 90s. And I remember thinking like, what? The earth is flat? Like, nobody thinks that, dude. Yup. That's right, Waters. A lot of old world structures, dude, buried all around the world. But here in America, too, dude, where you could see, like, if it, like, I don't know, dude, like a part of me sees it and is like, I could kind of see it, dude, because there's like parts of the culture where there was like an old timey kind of, well, dude, just for the fact that the Book of Mormon, those are all Hebrew scriptures. Those are all ancient lost Hebrew scriptures that tell tales that's directly applied to the human condition today. That's why the Mormons use it. And none of it is in the Old or New Testament of the modern Christian Bible or the Quran or any of that stuff. I didn't know that. I thought the Mormon Bible was just like the real Bible. None of it, dude. It's all like that thing went right out the window. Not because it's just that you don't want to be, that's how the enemy does it, dude, to confuse people. People that are like real close to getting it, whatever that it is, or like you're on a path of righteousness, you know? And it seems like the devil starts to throw, or if you're about to figure out a secret that you can explain to people from a scripture that like your average person can't fucking explain that or make that connection by themselves, that's when the fucking forces of evil present you with that kind of weird shit in order to take you into fucking left field on purpose. Remember, the Bible says very specifically, God says, my spirit is not a spirit of confusion, dude. So if there's any kind of confusion or even the potential, it's not from God, dude. That's what I said, like a quarter, like a frisbee, dude. Or what about like a there was something else too, dude. Yeah, like a quarter of frisbee. Because I'm looking at it, like I'm looking at the sun, I'm looking at the moon, and I see a flat disc. Now, granted, somebody had a real good telescope one time. He had it set up, and we were at the like closest proximity to the moon on one of the clearest nights. Might have been one of those blood moons or something. And he had it set up. He's like, "Here, you want to look at it?" And I looked, and it was the first time I ever seen the moon close enough that it looked like a golf ball, bro. It looked like a round ball. You could actually see the fucking shadow from the craters and shit. And because of that and how they were on the top and going around the whole fucking, it looked like a 3D ball, dude. And I was like, whoa, trip out, dude. Whoa. So just based on what I saw, dude, from like a telescope that was set up by like a regular dude, a neighbor, it's a ball, dude. It's a fucking ball, bro. I mean, what do you want me to say? I mean, I was fascinated that gravity has an exact equation. And that no matter what you're dropping, if it's a fucking BB or a bowling ball, it's roughly 2 or 3 feet a second. And it doesn't matter. And I drop a carrot and a penny. A big fucking carrot, dog. And they hit the ground at the same fucking time, bro. I took a softball and I took a BB. I dropped them at the same fucking time, dog. And they fucking hit the ground at the same time. Gravity does not change because of the weight or the fucking density or the size of the object. It doesn't matter. Now, if it has like wind resistance, that will stop it from hitting the ground. We know we could design things because of gliders and stuff. We know that it's possible to design things that could have so much wind resistance that it actually forces the wind underneath it, gaining lift, causing it to gain lift. That's not going to hit the ground at the same time, but you're not taking a mass object. You're taking something that has wind resistance. You know what I mean? Like a feather or a glider that's like designed to resist the wind and to get on top of the wind, giving it the ability to fly. You know what I mean? You might a feather might hit the ground, but I've done it with a feather too. And then when it's not attached to a bird or fashioned in such a way, it just points straight down. It goes like spinning super fast. Pretty much hitting the ground is the same time as the rock or the bowling ball or the BB. Like pretty much, dude. I'm telling you. So, having that been said, that equation that exists and that you can test was derived under the theory that we're talking about a giant spinning globe. So I'm inclined to believe, because I can test gravity and there is an exact equation that doesn't change, and I can apply it to these objects. And it's exactly what it says it is, dude. Forwards and backwards. And you could put cameras there and you could look at it. So why would I believe something that hasn't been proven yet or that is just talked about? Like, yeah, you have people that flat earthers that have every kind of proof for every single thing. They even have models of a flat earth where the sun goes around it and it shows the exact equinox and everything, like saying like it showing you it could be. You know what I mean? But there are other things in there that they're not putting on there. Like the equation for gravity. Like you're not explaining that. And you know why that is? It's because the information that they don't have is greater than the information of facts that they do have. That's all. Yeah, you know what's crazy, Cochrane? The ancient Romans did too, and most pagan religions, the moon was a huge factor in all kinds of shit, from like going to war, and they would get their information from prophets, and people that were usually like empathic people, and then maybe they had a gift for gab and knew a couple parlor tricks, and had access to some mind altering substances, like, but they all, at some point, there has to be some kind of substance that you're using to base your shit off of, and the moon was always there, dude. And the waxing of the moon. That's, I guess, what they call when the moon is black and it starts to fill in and get bigger every day, whiter every day until it's fully around. That's what they call the waxing of the moon. And there were certain things that I read, because I read Latin. So, and the reason, dude, I'm so grateful to be able to do that, because I didn't realize, like, I didn't get into it thinking this, but this was like a side benefit of it. You could read things that are amongst the oldest written records that humans have, and it fucking says the craziest shit, dude. They talk so much shit about each other, and in the funniest, most fucked up ways, dude. Like, they talk about people as like, this motherfucker was a female, and he liked to play the part of a female, and he would have his male. This is like how they talk about like their political enemies, or their like the Rush Limbaugh of their day. It's hilarious shit to read, because they say, like, it was said that he had his boyfriend routinely walk in on him cheating with another person, and he would blacken his eyes in the fashion of a prostitute. You know what I mean? Like, just, and we were like, what? Like, what the fuck? And like, that's written, dog. Like, whoever they were talking shit on, do you fuck that person, dude, whether it was right or wrong? Because that's like, somebody's reading that like thousands of years later, and just like, oh my God, like, they talk so much shit, dude. If you ever get into it, you'll be hooked, dude. Because you be like, you can't fucking believe it. I've seen shit too, like on the Discovery Channel. That's what got me into it. They were just decoding ancient graffiti, and like, there was like a wood fucking desk or some pub that's been in there in Rome for fucking thousands of years, and there's graffiti carved in there that's thousands of years old, dude. In the Colosseum too, like, while people are waiting to, you know what I mean, like, receive judgment. There's graffiti, and there's people write shit on the walls and shit, and they talk shit, dude, and it's crazy. It's no different in any way to what we're going through and how we fucking act and treat each other now, dude. That's the real crazy part about it. No different. Well, here's the interesting thing. The most learned scholars will tell you, and physicists, that technically we don't actually know what gravity is. But Newton wrote that formula that equals out frontwards exactly as it does backwards, and you can, in fact, take that exact equation and apply it even in real life observations, and drop two objects of two totally different masses, like a BB and a bowling ball, from the exact same height at the exact same time, and they will both hit the ground at the exact same moment, because the equation for gravity is the exact same. It doesn't matter what the mass or size of the object is. The gravity, the invisible force that we can't quite explain, we don't know exactly what it is, that force is pulling you down to the center of the earth at an exact measurable rate, which is the equation for gravity. But, you know, people like to argue, but they don't know exactly what, yeah. But that doesn't mean that we don't know exactly the rate at which an object falls, irregardless to the weight or the size of that object. You could take two different objects of two totally different weights and masses and drop them at the same time from the same height, and they will hit the ground at the exact same moment because the equation for gravity is exactly the same, and it works out to roughly about 2 or 3 feet a second. Or it might not be a second. It might be like a, whatever the measurement is. There's one, you know what I mean? Like a hundredth of a second, you know, or a tenth of a second. So we can't explain what or how or where exactly what that is, but we can explain down to an equation exactly what it does, which is draw objects to the center of the object that they're standing on, or originating from, at 2 to 3 feet a second, or a tenth of a second. And you can prove it by dropping two different things. Like, okay, Copernicus, you said that 4 fucking times already. But when you try to say that to somebody that's like a hardline flat earther, you can't get 2 words in, and they're going to deny. Even if you make them watch it, dude, like climb up to the ladder and drop these 2 things. You do it. I want you to do it, so you can't say I'm fucking tricking you. No, Cochrane, I already said. It doesn't apply to objects that were designed to resist the wind. Like a feather is designed to resist the wind. That means that as it's falling, it has the ability to put more wind underneath its mass than over it. Like everything, like you and me falling, the wind is going over us. That's why you can't fly. Birds, airplanes and birds have the ability to make that wind go underneath them. And that's how they get lift. So if you try to do it with a paper airplane, that's an object that was designed specifically to resist the wind. So you just have to just a mass object, bro. It has to be just a mass object. You don't need any hardcore instruments, bro. You got the instrument in your hand. That's all you need. You put the camera there. You can observe this from your eyes, but if you have any doubt, you just go back to the camera. And you can watch those 2 objects hit the ground at about the same time. And if they didn't hit the ground at the same time, it's because you released them at a fraction of a second different. That's why most people, when they do that experiment, they create a box with like a trap floor that falls out, and both objects fall at the exact same time, undisputed. And then you're gonna catch it on your phone, dog. Them hitting the ground at the exact same fucking time. Like it's not, you know what I mean? But there are a lot of unexplainable shit, and there are a lot of like flat earthers that have made convincing arguments. Like I've heard people that know what they're talking about that make convincing arguments, like where I don't believe that it's flat, or like, but I believe that there's something else going on there that we haven't discovered yet. Like what you said, like a frisbee. But see, okay, and what do you think? So then here's what they think, bro. That not only is Tartaria, exist and then a mud flood happened, but Antarctica is an ice wall that really, you think that you're hitting Antarctica because you're going around a globe and ending up at the bottom, But what it really is you're on something flat and there's a giant ring of ice around the edge. That's what keeps the water in and keeps you from falling off. And the cold vacuum of space is what keeps that frozen. Even though it doesn't make sense, well, then why doesn't the rest of it freeze? You know what I mean? Okay, or I had another good one too. I forgot what it was. Like, why doesn't the rest of it freeze? Oh, but they're saying now, this is what they're saying. This is what Russia and some Middle Eastern companies are posting on TikTok. I don't know if they're just trying to keep people, Americans, dumb and confused, but they're saying that there really is an ice wall around the whole world that we know of, and that wall, because of climate change, whatever the fuck, natural cycle or man-made, whatever it is, we're able to pass through there, and it opens up more continents and more civilizations and more resources that we've ever could imagine or known before. And that's what they're, and that Tartaria was like an example of that, and we fucked them up, and that's why they have the Antarctic Treaty, because we're like, the New World Order was a bunch of powerful people from all the countries that exist that found this new country with giants and all this big civilization and said, hey, we can fuck them up, but we got to all do it together. And that's what we did. That's why there's the UN and all that shit. And that's why we made the treaty about Antarctica. Because you don't want anybody to go through there. Yeah, that's right, Ravel. Well, that's what they say. They say that people have done that. People have driven down there, and they were going to drive along the whole fucking wall and map the whole thing out, and either GPS mark a fucking trail that would be in a complete circle, or they'd figure out like, oh no, blah, blah. But whenever they get close to it, the fucking Navy comes and chases them out. You're not allowed down there, dog. It's 100% a straight to prison offense. You are not allowed even near Antarctica. You're not even allowed in Antarctic waters, dude. The people that were there, the explorers and shit, they had permission, dude. They were funded and working on behalf of the government, dude. You understand? And that's facts. And people that have gone to do what you're saying, there's rich people, dude, they're like, well, we'll just fucking see right now, once and for all. And you could go look at their channels. They document and they fucking recorded the whole thing, dude. And the fucking Navy chased them out. You can't be here. Doesn't matter that you want to know. Like, you can't be here, dude. And they make you leave. Or they'll impound your vessel and take you to jail. That ain't cool. I don't want to go to jail. Do you? Dude, I could go to jail right now for urinating. Uh-oh, I better get down. What if I accidentally showed my dick? If you accidentally show your dick one time on YouTube, are you banned? Are you shut down, dude? Or do you get a warning or a suspension or what? Or is it like one shot, one kill, dude? One dick pic and you're done. Oh, oh God. Hey, that's what I call a real stream. Oh. Whew. Stay streaming. Yellow. Wait. So you know a guy that did it 3 times? Did what 3 times? Followed the wall all the way around in a circle? Or went down there and... Because, I mean, like the person I was talking about, they did too. They went down there, got turned back by the Navy, or threatened with imprisonment and impounding loss of the vessel. And so they came back, and they're still up, and they're still swimming, and they're still standing on their soapbox and beating their drum about that it's an ice wall and the Earth's flat. Oh, okay. See, I'm dumb. Oh, okay. Show off his D. Yeah, because it just really depends on the people that are in your stream. If nobody reports you, then I guess it's cool. It's a win-win for everybody because you either get to see an enormous member and be like, "Oh my God, look at the size of that guy's fucking horse dick! Holy shit!" Or it's really fucking small, and you could be like, "Ha ha, dude! Look at that guy's got the smallest dick ever, dude! Look at this, dude! No way!" So it's a win-win for trolls. Maybe we should make like a fucking, maybe make like a thing that's not dissimilar to a an advent calendar. So it'd be like a thing with a lot of little doors on it, numbered, right? But my shaft will just be like in one of those boxes. And so you're like, this person picks number 5, this person picks number 3, just like Deal or No Deal. If it's small, you're banned for life. Yeah, a lot of people are getting mad at that lately, dude. I see that. They're like, I don't know. I forgot what this chick was saying. She's like, I don't know, it's crazy. I haven't had any desire to go on TikTok, but I guess I gotta go do some work over there. See, there. No, you know what? It's like this, dude. It's like I could post a video over there, and I can count on 200, 250 views instantaneously, like just from my people, dude. You know what I mean? And I go to theirs pretty religiously. I spent a lot of time just blah 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 blah. And but then on average, every 3 to 5 200, 250 view hitters all get like a 600 or a 500. You know what I mean? And usually it's like, oh, I see it's a hitter, so I expand on that, whatever it was. So there'll usually be 500 views or 400s back to back, and then 3 to 5, 6, 200, 250, 300. And that is a extremely high. That's way above average. So, I fucks with it, dude, because it sends you people that I'm their cup of tea, dude, and vice versa. So how can you fuck with that, dude? You want to be around people that's your own cup of tea or not? You know what I mean? Or like, if I got something good going and I got a good plan and people like the way it operates and there's money and resources out there and it's working, would you rather have people that are your cup of tea being told about it, or people that aren't, or that might be, but like, yeah, it's cool, but I didn't like what you said about this. Like, YouTube is the only place, I'll say this. YouTube is the only place where you can count on losing subs regularly. Like, it's just going to happen. If you just stop posting for a few days, you're going to lose a couple of people that, want content every day. Like, that's facts. It's just a part of the game. Especially if you say anything edgy or whatever. It's just part of the game. But TikTok, you're never going to go down. It's never going to happen because they would never, that algorithm will never send anybody to you that you're not specifically exactly their cup of tea. I heard that algorithm even focuses in on the pupils and looks and registers on where they go. And I believe it because I've been sent videos like that are TikTok videos. And it'll just be a bunch of chicks being paraded past. And there'll be all shapes and sizes. And I know that they're using it to measure, where your eyeballs go. What are the things that you're attracted to or that you're like encouraged by? I'm telling you, dude. Because that's how they keep it going. That's why people are into it, why it's so popular, because it just sends you your cup of tea. That's why chicks get so jealous. And you do not see people that are in a relationship on TikTok. And then people even will really quick to assume or put it in a fucking category. Yeah, I kind of get it because for a while people wanted to see or wanted to engage in a community. And if somebody was streaming every day and that's like their morning ritual or whatever, meaning the whole community, you come in and talk to people and there's things, and then they don't come up for days, you get pissed. Or how many channels, I get it, because how many channels do you go to and they only have 4 videos and one of them was made 13 years ago, and you're like, really, dude? I get it. You make something and leave it sitting there and whatever, or you forgot the code, the fucking password. But yeah, okay. Or I remember when I first started, I learned about those fuck dolls, dude. Those latex, expensive, really realistic fuck dolls. And so I had a bunch of comedy material talking about those fuck dolls, or people that would use those fuck dolls, what it would take for me to actually be aroused and fuck one of those dolls. And you know what I mean? It was funny. People liked it. People commented. Oh, wow. So I'll take it one step further. Okay, now I've went too far with it. Now somebody's offended. I lost 3 subs. Or you know what I mean? Or people think oh, it's some kind of vegan hippie dude that's out here off grid. I'm gonna subscribe to this, and then you're talking about cat dicks and fucking, you know what I mean, cooking meth in a fucking trailer, and you know what I'm saying? And they're just oh no, dude, right? Or you come
Like, oh, this is a cool Lego video. Fuck, this guy makes Legos. This is cool. I'm gonna follow this. This is wholesome family entertainment.
You know what I mean? Until you come across my fucking video about chlamydia, right? Like leaves you scratching your head and also wondering where the fuck all these bloody French fries came from. Like what is it? I don't understand. Like you got all maroon crayons that are like, and what? You dipped them in something? Like I don't understand. What the fuck is this shit? Like that's 3 or 4 subscription losses right there, bro. Immediately. I bet you I just lost one right now. That dumb somebody just caught them a burning desire, and God's using his fucking vessels to talk, but I'm the motherfucker, right? I know somebody out there. You better just thank your lucky stars that you could fucking get some antibiotics and it's done. You know what I always say? Welcome to AIDS. I don't say that all the time. I seem to have a lot of videos or seem to have a lot of spiritual energy. Oh, I get it. I have a lot of spiritual. Thank you, man. I do have a lot of spiritual energy. You want to know why? Because I think I almost died as a fetus, bro. And I had to have a lot of spiritual energy just to fucking survive. And then when I was born, I had a lot of I think I was premature too. So I had to I probably, because I don't remember it, but I probably had to fight to survive. Even if you're bro, if you're an organism and you're premature, something's wrong. Like you know it deep in your organism. You just know, dude. And you're fighting to fucking survive. So if everything they say is true about me, then I can tell you that from the very fucking first conception, dude, I was fighting to fucking stay alive. My mom didn't want any kids, dude. I think she was a teenage pregnancy that fucking, from a really, maybe, not religious, but strict family. And so I think there was a lot of fear and shame. And she might not have even, she might have tried to hide it. I'm not sure. But I know there was a lot of stress, and that it's usually what adds to being premature. So I'm just saying, if everything I heard is true, then I've had to fight to survive ever since my first fucking day here. There was no lay in a crib and get fucking rocked to sleep. You know what I'm saying? And that was just at a biological level, dude. Every fucking waking second of the psychological level was extreme abuse, chaos, and fighting. So, and a lot of fucking yelling, highly, highly elevated mood and voice levels. So, people like that tend to be way more receptive to feelings, how people feel, and moods and shit, to the point where it almost seems like they have a psychic ability, but it's not. They just know they're just extra sensitive to people's moods because they grew up in a fucking chaotic environment where somebody's mood could be the difference between life and death. So you learn to operate on eggshells like that, and you're very sensitive to people's moods. And then if you were fighting to survive from every second of your life, you have a lot of spirit. And I've always been like that, dude. I've always
been smaller and less powerful than most people, but I still make the team because I have more spirit than everybody else, dude, and I'll practice more and I'll fucking try harder and you know what I mean? Like at that last second when most people give up or whatever, that's when I kick in, you know what I mean? Probably because of that reason. God has a reason. You know, it's like I was saying the other day. Like, I never really went chasing after anything like money and property and prizes, not only because, I didn't never met my father. Like, I didn't have a example of a man doing that to know that's what you're supposed to do. But I just didn't feel like I needed it because I know people that didn't have any men in their life, and because of that reason, they have a hyper sense of going out and getting it. You know what I mean? And because they grew up without, they have to. Their identity is like, I'm the guy that has everything, and you know what I mean? They go out and they fucking hustle extra hard. For that reason, I've never been that guy because God just put it in my spirit that I'm not supposed to have those things, and part of the reason is because it's a lot of responsibility. If you have those things, you have to take care of those things. And those things are expensive. And they're not designed to last forever. They're not. They're designed to last good enough to sell to somebody. That's all. Whatever the code is, they're going to do it just to that. There's never any above and beyond. It's to code. You never hear anybody saying, oh, this is built way beyond code. No, it's just like this is built up to code, dude. Because nobody ever goes beyond. You do just the minimum that you need to do in order to legally sell that as a fucking dwelling structure. In Mexico, they build things to last forever. You know what I mean? So, like, okay, why would you invest your whole life in something that could, because for some people it works. For some people, it works, dude. But at the end of the day, if you want to really be successful, you can't be nice. You can't. You have to know that there's no way that these people could possibly afford to live like this, and you know that. But I'm gonna rent. I'm gonna charge them this much anyway, because that's what the rate is, dude. And if they can't pay it, then I get to kick them out, and I get to get the deposit all over again. Right? I get the deposit all over again, and I get all their shit. Which you might think like, well, that's a lot of shit to deal with. Who wants to deal with all that? No, that's a lot for you to deal with. The fucking snakes that I know, because I got customers like this. They have people. They got a Rolodex of 20 motherfuckers right now they could call that'll come with a fucking truck, a box truck, and haul away everything in that 1 or 2 bedroom apartment. Just like movers. And then because they take it all to the swap meet and they just are known, dude. They pay their $25 and they have a swap meet just sells stuff, whatever. Just everything they can find. Right? If you had a hoarder or somebody that's in there, yeah, that sucks, but not if you got to keep the deposit and they weren't there long enough to fucking, you know what I mean? So, and San Diego, believe me, because you see it all the time, dude. This ain't fucking like Missouri or something, bro. This is Southern California where it's quick, pop, pop, pop. You know what I mean? They don't give a fuck. If you don't pay it, you're out. 30 days, 90 days, whatever. How many 90 days are there? 4. So you get 4 deposits a year. You're gonna get 4 deposits. What do you if it's $2,000 a month? You're charging them $4,000 for a deposit. 4 times a year, because the sheriff will make sure they're out of there in 90 days. As soon as you didn't pay the first rent, the eviction process starts. Trust me. I have people that I have working relationships for many, many years. But as soon as my rent wasn't paid, they served me the eviction. Even though they knew I was going to pay it, and this might even happen semi-regularly, like as the economy crashed towards the end, but they know it's going to get paid, but they still have to do that because just in case they don't, they could be adding 30, 60 days to their shit. But 90 days, I'm telling you, and the sheriff is going to come. And if you don't leave, or if you don't have a car, or you can't take all your shit, take whatever you can carry with you, and they're gonna board that place up and put a police line on there, an eviction. And once they put that, you're not. And it doesn't take more than 90 days. People can say, like, you could be in there for years. That's all lies. Here in San Diego, the fucking laws are to the benefit of the landlord. It's always been that way because it's a Navy town, it's a college town, and it hasn't been a place for a small guy. And anybody that's small that got big, they fucking took no prisoners. They didn't care that the employees were clueless motherfuckers. Just we're gonna keep them in fear of for their job at every given waking second, and not pay them enough so that they keep coming back. And then we're gonna fucking, you know what I mean? You got to be an unscrupulous person. I know a couple people that have landlords that appreciate them as people and know that they're a family, they're good people, and so they only charge them $900 a month for a 3-bedroom in Ocean Beach, a couple bucks from the beach, and the rent has been the same from 1990 until right now in 2023. It's the same family that's there, and because they know them and they respect them, like they keep it low. But that is so fucking rare and weird. And it also kind of keeps you stuck in a lot of ways because they're not going to leave there because you'll never find another deal like that again. And I'm just saying, like, it's not, even in the best case scenarios, it's not a pretty picture, dude. And that's what you're going to be required to do. You're going to have, you can't minister to the people and talk to them the way I'm talking to you now. You just got to have a business relationship, dude. It's just business. Right? Hey, later, unknown. Thanks for stopping by, dude. I think I'm gonna get going too. I don't know. Um, let's fucking blaze one. Ravel, you need to be a moderator. I'm sorry, dude. Hey, wait. Was that Ravel that was leaving? Hey, okay, good. Ravel, you definitely deserve to be a. Dude, even if it's just like we're starting our own thing right now, you guys. Like, I don't really have a direction per se, but guess what? That's not the important part. The important part is building the army that no one person leads, right? Like, I'm not the leader. I'm just the guy that's like providing the fucking place for us to hang out right now and being a vessel of communication between people that like to hear me fucking ramble. And it's going to expand, and we will find a direction for it. And then when that comes, we have the army to put behind it, dude. It's going to be that much more effective. And like they do on TikTok, like I noticed there's this thing on TikTok, right? Because you buy coins on TikTok. It's probably coming soon to YouTube too, but you buy these coins, you could give them to people, and you could redeem them for money. Like they have cash value. And so anyway, like that's what people do. Is that it's almost like a pyramid scheme sort of thing, where they'll everybody comes in like, or a lottery, and everybody pays a coin, and then this week this person gets 1,000 coins. Next week it's the next person, and like the more people that come in, it doesn't mean like the longer it takes for it to come around. It just means that the bigger pot that it is. It's cool, dude. It's something, man. It could be something. Put it this way. They say, just let's take one person for example. There's this one YouTuber, okay? He's a popular, famous comedian, okay? He claims he's making that the YouTube channel brings in, just say, $10,000 a month, okay? What if that $10,000 a month was divided equally between all the subscription, all the followers? And people would be like, Eljo, then where are you making your money from? Well, I'm making my money through the commercials, dude. You know what I mean? Like, I get paid to stop in the middle of the thing real quick. You guys already know the drill, and just tell you about Joe's Tires down on University. If you ain't getting your tires from Joe, you ain't getting shit. When you left stranded on the side of the road like a big old bitch, you're gonna wish you would have went to Joe's Tires down on University, because they're the shit. You see what I'm saying? That's where I'm gonna be making my money. Because I'll tell you all about these Jeff Session pens. Do you know the only thing I smoke on? It's this Jeff Session. You know what I mean? And like all that other revenue, you're either gonna be a greedy fucking pig that just keeps it for what, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, you only need so many cars, so many this, so many that. Like, what the fuck? And I'm telling you, dude, as my word. I haven't seen that dog pound guy around in a while, but he was doing tarot readings and he was pretty good at it. And he was like, "Well, I've never seen this before." And he's not the first person to show me that super rare, uh, I don't want to know the exact name of it, but I want to say the Queen of Coins, but in reverse, because they have a Queen of Coins card that shows like prosperity and riches, and it's pretty rare. But they have a Queen of Coins in reverse card, which is like super fucking rare and really weird. And it does tie into being Hyoka too, that does everything backwards. But supposedly there's a huge manifestation of wealth, gold coins, like a stack. Where, okay, Queen of Coins usually works like this. Gold coins get stacked one on top of another until it's a stack. That means like prosperity or riches, physical, tangible wealth coming into somebody's life. The stack of Queen of Coins in reverse means that you're gonna start with a huge wealth egg and slowly give it out. He says he's never seen that before, but it existed because that card was in his deck. And somebody else read my cards like that too. And it makes sense, dude. It's in line. It's in line with what God told me spiritually. It's what the promise that I made to God, the conditions that under which that was going to take place. It was under the condition that I'm going to give every fucking cent of it back. You know what I was wrestling with was to whom? If I was in a position to give or to help, who would you help, Joe? Like, who do you feel you could have a passion for? And I realized it the other day. I was like, dude, any single parent that's struggling with any kind of addiction at all and showing like positive gain, dude, positive forward motion in any type of way, right? Or even somebody that's just struggling and hasn't seen any positivity at all. Maybe they might even need it especially, right? But I wouldn't give them the same that I would give somebody that head was in a more responsible place for sure. But that people, dude, that's my people, bro. That's who I would see would need it. Because that's how I'm able to come up from nothing, do it in advance, or have any kind of life at all, is that I like first acknowledge where it comes from, but I'm not greedy with it. I use it to take care of other people, dude. Like my children, right? There's helpless animals. See? So I really struggled, dude, for a long time because I was like, dude, I don't have anybody that I'm passionate about. Like most people are fucked actually. I think I found my people and then they like are like off on some weird shit. You're just like, oh God. And I really struggled. I'm like, who, God, who would I help? Like, and then I realized it, dude. Like you say, like why do things happen? Like that clinic closing, this last Christmas season, like the whole thing, everything, dude. I learned who needs it the most, dude. People that are raising a child by themselves. There's nobody chooses that. It's like either somebody left you or something bad happened that put you in that position. And if you're stuck, if not stuck, you choose to be stuck. Like Alex's mom didn't want no part of it and she fucking left. People that put their kids into adoption, they want no part of it. They just up and smooth leave. So I believe if you choose to stay, especially if it's a struggle, and you're like, I'm not giving up the fight. I'm going to fight hard no matter what I got to do. To take care of your kids and you single, dude, you need help. And if I'm in a position to give it, those are the people, dude, that need it the most. And those are the people that I would be passionate about because that's who I am. And that's where my help comes from. Just dude, even from that lady calling the clinic. I mean, answering the phone. Dude, I've been calling that for 2 months, a month straight now. And she felt like picking up the phone this morning. And felt like saying, like, no, dude, I know who you are. I know who you are. I remember you. Give me your phone number. Give me your personal phone number and I'll call you and I'll tell you exactly when we're rolling, dude. And then it's financial shit. Like you're taking care of somebody. You're carrying somebody. Most of these motherfuckers aren't doing shit. Not only are you negotiating this bitch motherfucker with no education, no family, no support network, you're not physically superior physically, you're not physically superior mentally. In fact, you're physically inferior to what your average person is working with. Mentally, you're less smart than the people that have graduated college or that do speak 2 or 3 languages like for real fluently, not just stumbling through with high school level fucking, you know what I mean? Like actuals, like they don't need help, dude. People that have all those things, like I said, a mental health problem, an IQ problem, family problems, right? Abuse, abandonment, chemical dependency. And despite all those things, this person is doing it. They refuse to live in a bush, to push a shopping cart, or leave their kid or put it off on somebody else. Or how about just walk around angry? Not be happy, not be talking about the things that we're talking about, but just be angry, dude, and pissed off all the time. First of all, I know I'm not going to get that far like that. Damn, Rebel, you're a forest dweller? That's sick, dude. No shit. Yeah, I'm a desert dweller, but my desert's on the beach, dude. My desert is a fucking 1,000-mile long peninsula that goes out into the Pacific Ocean. California has a flat bottom because that's where the state ends. And the U.S., the actual state, has a real long peninsula. It's 1,000 miles long. If you go look at a map, and it's just sand. It's just a sandbar. It's just a 1,000-mile long sandbar. Skinny too. I don't even think it's like. It's definitely not 200 miles across. It's fucking small, bro. Well, put it this way. The furthest point is from where I'm at right now to where Carlos is at, in Mexicali, the Sonoran Desert. That's the actual edge of the peninsula. And it just gets skinnier from there because it comes to a point 1,000 miles down. And we're on the Calexico side, as you go south, you hit the Sea of Cortez, which is like that giant 1,000-mile long sea that's in between mainland Mexico and that skinny little peninsula called Baja California. So in a way, you could look at on my content, dude. I do a lot of shit on the beach. It's because we're not in summertime right now, so I'm not on the beach. But I have an ocean view from my fucking roof, from the top of my street. So it's like ocean and desert. It's weird. It's like a desert in the middle of an ocean. But it comes to a peak. I think it's definitely 12,000 feet. It might be as high as 16,000, but it's 12,000 feet. The Sierra Madres here in California, where Mammoth Mountain is, like that's a few hours. That's what's cool about California. You could be 12,000 miles up in the sky on a mountain that's like ranked number 5 in the world for alpine downhill skiing and snowboarding. It has one of the best fucking snowboard parks, like hands down, in terms of half pipes, quarter pipes, rails, boxes, like all downhill. But you could literally go from a high elevation with snow and snowboarding, and it'll come at night and dump fucking powder and then be like this. Blue sky, not a cloud in the sky, and you're literally snowboarding in surf shorts and a t-shirt. And when you're done with your session, you could drive 2 hours to the beach and go surfing. Or in fact, it's usually like for beach people. I can't talk about everybody, but for beach people, for sure. Whenever we go to the mountain and ride snowboarding or skis, we come home and get in the ocean with a board just because you can, and that's so rare. And just to be like, dude, we fucking surfed and snowboarded in the same day. But oh, you work on a farm? That's awesome, dude. I was thinking the perfect job for me would be operating some kind of equipment on a farm. Either like I see the people that go and grind up the thing and it shoots into a shredder under a truck, and another guy drives that truck behind him, making sure that he's catching all the shit. Because I like talking and listening to the internet, and especially music, and I like getting high. So like if I had a vape pen and my earbuds in, or even just one earbud in, I would have so much fun all day long just driving a fucking farm truck. Like that is the best job. You're so lucky, dude. Because I know they don't just hire anybody coming up off the street like, oh, you looking for a job? Like, that's fucking awesome, dude. And they have a lot of those jobs like in Imperial County, but you gotta like know somebody. There's so few people in the county that like good jobs, or you gotta like be connected. And I have a feeling that the world is going to be even more like that the way we're going. This is what's going to happen, dude. If it doesn't happen in the next couple of years, by 2035 for sure, everybody's going to be getting a check for about $1,000 a month. And everywhere you go in the world, no matter where you go, everything's going to be relatively the same fucking price. And you're going to have people that are rich and have not, and you're going to have other people that are just working class, sort of poor people. And everybody's going to get a check because jobs are going to get robot or automated. You know what I mean? And if you have more or you want to go out and work and make more than that $1,000 check, then like great. But everybody's going to have that as a minimum because most people aren't going to be working. You're not going to need to. You can have a machine that's automated and does the job of 100 people. And and then this agenda of homosexuality and um, non-committed relationships and like all these things, I'm not saying any one is wrong or right, but I'm saying they all have one thing in common, which is children are not the end result. Okay? And like traditional marriage, children are the end result, dude, for sure. And so I'm just seeing that the way the world's going, a lot of the agendas are pushing and just the lifestyles and the way people are like evolving and turning into, there's going to be a lot less people on Earth. And there'll be a lot more automation. And right now, we're clearing the way to try to sort that out so that we can have the New World Order. Because I heard Warren Buffett, Bill Gates was there, and one other guy, might have been the Forbes guy, but they were all talking recently, and they said the same thing. They were like, "Look, the world has changed. We didn't expect it. Nobody really saw it coming. It kind of happened overnight." And I think they were talking about the invention of these devices and getting in the hands of everybody overnight. But because of that, there's a group of people that are just going to be left in the dust. And I think they're talking about like the people that are on the earth right now that didn't grow up with this stuff. And it's not like fucking second nature. They're going to be left behind. And that's it. And there's nothing you can do about it. It is a problem for everybody else. And there's enough resources. Definitely, we proved this, we learned this during the pandemic, where you could give everybody a universal basic income and through automation, you're doing a lot more with a lot less. But that's it. And in the new world, you have less people being born, and the ones that are being born are up under this technology, and so they're not opposed to it. You know what I mean? And they accept this shit a little bit more, and the post-pandemic, so you know what I mean? Law and order, and you know, a specific way of doing things is like normal to them. You know what I mean? Freedom means a totally different thing than what it used to. Definitely means something different to people in Mexico than what it means here. And they would all argue that people here don't really know what real freedom is. And I used to hear that from Mexicans a lot. And since I've lived there, I could see it, dude. It's definitely a little bit more free there. You could get trapped easier here. Like, yeah, you're right. Unemployment is a trap. Like the whole employment is a trap. Because employment is never gonna teach you, like put it like this. A brain surgeon isn't an employee, right, per se. But because he had the intelligence and the background and the direction, and there was a formula and a format, and he stuck to it, he was able to become a brain surgeon. Now, somebody that was abused, beat up, they might have the same aptitude, but they didn't have the same opportunities. They didn't go after it in the same way. There's no way in any shape or form that they could have ever stepped up to the plate of, you know, kindergarten through 12th grade and then another 4 to 8 years of medical school and college, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that take a special type of person. And so if you're breeding these type of people, they're gonna fit to it like fucking glue, dude, like bread and butter. And then there's a group of people that, because of their background or their history or just the way that they came up, they'll never go to it, right? They'll end up a bum on the street. But they both have the same aptitude. They're both brain surgeon caliber people, but only one of them is going to become brain surgeon, the other one's going to become a bum because of the circumstances. You dig? So the same thing with like the circumstances for this new system of automation or control, right? Or neural linkage. Like, everybody's going to be surgeon caliber mentality. And, oh, that's what I was going to say. So when you have workers at a place, they might be surgeon capable mentality, but you don't let them know that. You as the employer, actually, the more you realize how much you need them and how ineffective, not only ineffective, but it could ruin your company if you had to hire, sift through the candidates and train new fucking people, that would bury you. You'd be like, dude, half of this company's profits go to paying the debt that this company occurs. If I was shut down for more than 2 months, it would be a fucking flop. And that's most circumstances, dude. Not that that's what they set out for, but that's what happens. And so nobody tells their employees. They know because you had the circumstances. You live life, especially if you were the type of person that came from nothing and did all the work that it took to become a brain surgeon and to become a brain surgeon person, having started out as a brain surgeon capable quality person, but I had the background of all this trauma and turmoil that I had to do the work for first in order to get there, right? Now I'm there and I have a business, and if my business doesn't operate for 2 months, we're done. It's folded. So I have to keep my employees in a constant state of fear. I know where they're at. I know which ones are brain surgeon caliber people and which ones are not. But very few employers take the time to minister to tutor, to mentor, to show people where they come from and share their fucking story and their knowledge and point things out to them and lead them in the right direction and let them fucking seek for themselves and find, like, yo, that is the right answer. That is the truth. This is God. There is that. Like, all those things. They say, seek ye shall find it. People find. People do it in recovery all the time. If what I was saying wasn't true, you would not have people in recovery telling their testimony and then have 12 years clean on the fucking backside of it. Okay? And they have that knowledge. And they go to work every day and they keep people under their thumb in their employ. Some of this knowledge they share, they can't help it. It's their God. It's their new fucking found reason for living. It gives them answers and rhyme and reason to all the fucking madness that we experience as a people. So they're sold out for it and they can't help but to say it. But they don't really take you in and build you up and show you all the real work and get into those deep murky waters, dude, where like we could like really talk about exactly what you're afraid of. And because they know that this person might take off and fly and I need them. Whether they know they're doing it or not, most employers, this is my experience, dude, and I've seen it and I see it. Most people, they use their position to convince themselves that they're special, there's something better about them than other people, and that's why they're in the position and the others are not. And that gets me off the hook from having to minister to somebody or having any guilt at all about listening to this person talk out of the side of the neck. And and you could show them right now where they're erring and it would prove, and they would be like, oh, fuck. And you know them as not to be a fool, and they're very receptive to it, but you choose not to because you've convinced yourself that like it's not your place and you're better than they are. They're in the position that they're in for a reason. In fact, I'm going to make them nervous. I'm always going to find something that they could be doing better and point that out and let them know that, like, are you going to be here Monday morning? Well, yeah, why not? Are you sure? But not if you don't have a job, you ain't. You're like, whoa, what the fuck? You ever work for somebody like that? Where you left there actually stressed out about if you had a job or not? That is so fucking pathetic, dude. I remember doing that and actually losing sleep, dude, and that is so fucking pathetic, dude, and so horrible. If I have to be real with myself, you know why? It's because I didn't believe that my provision came from God. I was convinced that it came from a job or this or that. And once I found out and really believe in my heart, because I do believe this, that everything comes from God. If he's withholding it, it's for a reason. But the good things, every meal you eat, everything. It takes all the power away. You could threaten me until you're blue in the face, but it means nothing, dude. I have customers that have told me stuff. And I'm just like, bye. See ya. Because I don't believe my provision comes from them. I believe it comes from God. And guess what? I've never been disappointed yet, man. You know what I mean? And people do. Because they'll use that fear. Oh, well, you like this job. You appreciate this job, right? The news says times are tough. Well, guess what? If you don't do this or that, you might not have this job. And I'm like, well, I've told people their face. Luckily for me, I don't believe that my provision comes from you. I believe it comes from God. And if I leave here right now, that God's going to provide for me. Even though you're done providing for me, I'll never get another thing from you. I bet you I have everything I need. Like I never even knew you. Because my provision comes from God, not from you. And walk away. And I've done that quite a bit, actually. That's the thing to do. Because people will test you, dude. And a lot of times when they see you starting out late in life like this, like me, they assume it's because you're dumb. Or you have some kind of problem that you can't get over. They don't think about that it's because of circumstances and things that have happened. And they'll test you, dude. And most people, especially if you don't believe in God, or you really don't believe your provision comes from God, you're not going to be able to walk away. And so people will make you believe that. And those guys are not ministering to the people. They're keeping them in fear most of the time for the job. And because they will lose everything if you had to retrain all your employees, dude. Like, come on, man. Training people is hard, dude, and it's costly. That's what that chick told me the problem was at the clinic. She said it started because of a medication supply chain quality control, and they had to switch it over, and because it's all legal and Mexican government, like all the paperwork has to be done. It's a fucking total process, man. And so on top of that, she said that just like the patients got all butthurt and felt betrayed, that the employees too, because dude, this happened at Christmas time. I was thinking about that too. I was like, dude, I see that those girls that have been working there, they've been there for 4 years, dude. Imagine having a job for 4 years and then right before Christmas time, they just tell you, fuck, dude, we got to shut it down. And they're not being paid for that. Like you might have got paid like a week or something. But then like a week turns into a month and they had to go through Christmas too, dude. Not knowing what should I look for another job? What the fuck? You know, and if you find another job, you gotta wait a couple weeks to get paid and all that old shit. Now, these are all like registered nurses and shit on the up and up, dude. So you know they could have had something else. And some of them did. They got butthurt and we're just like, fuck this place, dude. Anybody that does that to their people, fuck you. And rightfully so. Well, you have a choice. You're just looking for a job. I'm looking for that cuckoo juice, dude. I don't have a choice. So, but luckily, oh, that too. Dude, I've walked away from the cuckoo juice too, going, wait a minute. Is your cuckoo juice come from this person or does it come from God? Because, bro, I felt that at my biggest fucking cartel. Like, I could have sat down, bro. I've been at some tables, dog, where there was no, like, the fear of, like, robbery or treachery or any kind of weird shit was the last thing on anybody's fucking mind, dude. We're talking about real, like, genuine camaraderie and advancement and agreement between men and amongst men, dude, internationally, with one key fucking goal in mind. And I've seen it, dude, operate like a well-oiled machine, dude, to the point where, like, it's got me in the basket that I'm in now, where, like, I do have issues and I do have to take medication, and that's just the way it is. But I'm telling you that I've witnessed this thing that men are capable of, dude. And I've seen the cooperation. And just give me a second because I lose my train of thought. But I really had some. Oh, yeah. I have seen. I've sat down and I've seen it for what it was. And I said, you have to make a moral decision, dude. And God put this in your lap. Are you going to step up to it? Knowing that it's going to end badly or it's going to end with some serious dependency. And like just based on other people that you've known that have been down this road, dude, it's not good. Would you get on this path, or are you willing to get on this path, which is, it's going to be opening a fucking door to having access to something that's not only like highly addictive and highly profiting, but you know, it's there, dude, and it's part of the deal. And my answer to that is hell fucking yeah, please. I was like, we were talking about this the other day, and somebody just chimed in on the chat or in on the panel, and they were like, please come through. I was like, if you could have that hookup again, dude, of like just a cartel at its fucking glory days, full pipe load, like just a conduit, just pumping it through, and you had access to one of the spigots, would you fucking take that deal? And somebody was like, please give me the hookup. Like, bro, oh, suck your... No, you know what I mean? Dude, check out that Thunderbird. That thing's beautiful, dude. Whoa, that thing's like Totally OG, dude. Hey, yeah, right? Am I right though? Yeah, good for you, Ravel. That's right. That's right, man. I get you, man, and I see why you get me if you're in the forest because we're children of the earth, dude. Cause I make my living climbing and fucking with trees, dude. Like that's what I do. Like the other day, that's somebody I know that's building a house, and things have gotten slow for me. So oh, I'm gonna head over to pick my son up. It's almost time to get him. You guys want to roll? I can't believe I almost spent all this time, dude. We spent the whole day together. Crazy. Cool, man. I didn't, I mean, really? I'm really like so down on money right now that I didn't want to drive. It would have cost me like $20 to go drive and look for work. And I might not find anything. And it's like, I'm just going to sit back and wait on the Lord, dude. I can feel my customers thinking about me or like getting ready to do a job, have me to do a job. And I'm usually right because I know their properties just like you know the forest. I know their plants and their trees, and that's what I'm doing. So, uh, and I can feel that right now. I'm like, yeah, I know this property's got to be just ripe, dude. And I know, I'm like, yeah, North Park it's ripe right now. But my name is passed around so much over there that, you know what I mean? Like, especially because of like the nextdoor.com, really. That does wonders for me. But I don't know. I think I need to like maybe get on food stamps again. If I had food stamps, my money would I wouldn't even have any issues. I'll tell you the truth, it's what I'm spending my money on. Is food. 100% of my money just goes for food and gas. There's nothing else. I haven't been buying no clothes lately. Now, granted, when work starts to pick up, my average price is like $575, $375, like just to show up, you know? So like you go and you do 2 of those back to back and you're all right. You do 3 of them and all right, now we're buying fucking Gucci shit again and stuff. You know what I mean? You'll have a whole week like that and you're fucking rolling, dude. You want to hear a crazy story? So like, it's not uncommon for people to work in San Diego all week long and then get their paycheck or whatever you're doing. Oh shit, wait. I'm going home, dude. I'm not going home. Or I'm not. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Sorry, buddy. I didn't see what you were doing, dude. You just pulled out in the fucking road like you owned it. That's what happened. When people drive based on their attitude, not based on the rules of the road or the flow of traffic, that's where you run into problems, see? That's where motherfuckers and Mexicans, I have to say, are guilty of it the most, dude. Especially men. Like, I understand that from an emotionally driven female, but when you see some little fucking chuntaro fuck, you know what I mean? I don't know, pissed off with his fucking mean old look, dude, all fucking enojado and shit. You know what I mean? You just know the dumb motherfucker ain't let anybody in. Ain't, you know what I mean? Just drive like a total fucking dipshit. You know what I mean? The motherfucker looks at you. You're just like, what, dude? Ew. Oh, wait. I'm gonna go one more. I'm gonna go one more to poem. Yeah, dude. It's like, fuck, dude. Great, dude. And I cannot say that on TikTok. That would have been I would have looked down and it would have been lives ended. You'd have been like, what? I didn't end it. What the fuck? And then you go and you see, like, you've been reported for hateful speech or behavior. See, I guess then they're not wrong, dude. They're not wrong. Like, I thank you, GPing. I am a better person because of the correction that I have received on TikTok. Like, there's a lot of people, dude, and the way it's explained to me is like you're controlling people. You're not making free speech. You're like, no, dude, it's not that. It's this. There's all these people I was shown. Look at how many people are making content right now. Okay, none of these people are talking about anything, not only that's negative, but especially anything that's like saying anything bad about any one person or any group of people or anything. They're not wrong. Like you, they say you have a problem. You have a problem. You have a hate speech and a negative content problem. If you inquire, we're like, how so? Explain to me how so. Well, whenever you have something bad to say about somebody, that's a gray area. When you have something bad to say about any type of gathering or group, which is one or more, anytime there's more than one person gathered for any common reason, that is considered a group. And you can't say anything negative about any group or entity, period. Whether it's true or not. There's so many things to choose from. You're, for some reason, choosing this, and that's true. And the only way to break you of that is to take away things that are important to you. Right? And then you see like a changed behavior. And you're like, and it's not like negative, dude. It's positive. Because if you're not speaking about negative things, you're not putting out negative energy. And then you look at all these people that are doing content right now, and how many of them are doing negative energy content? It's like, it's true, none of them. Because we don't allow that. And it's like an eye-opener, like, wow, okay, holy shit. Like, wow. So I do have a problem. Right? So, a fool despises correction. It makes them mad. That's how when you know someone's a fool. You're not telling them something that's wrong. Like, you can't argue with me that your life is better because you made a stream about Sam or about Nikki Bailey, or, you know what I mean? Even though they're wrong and they're maybe not good people. It doesn't mean you're right. And like, especially, you realize like, especially if somebody has something wrong with them, they're going to avoid that motherfucker just as a subject, like the fucking plague. And but for some reason you go to it like it's the thing to do, because you know what I mean. And so for that I say, wow, thank you, G-Ping. Thank you, G-Ping, because you brought a lot of people to me, dude, and a lot of quality tang. And it's something I don't know what the future holds, dude, but I know it's fucking. It might not be good. Well, there's hope though. That lady answered the phone, dude, and they're gonna go back, dude. Scary though. What kind of problems could they be having, dude? That's holding you up like this. See, it's not just Mexico, dude. There was a supply chain. Other people were telling me, dude, that like there was a real opioid supply chain. Like somewhere else ran out. It might have been China. I don't know. But somewhere ran out, dude. Like period. Like the Germans for sure ran out. That's how methadone was invented. They were getting their heroin from Turkey. Fucking when that got cut off because of the Greeks and the Turks or something during World War II, cut off they had their own fucking molecule, dude. And it was so good that's what we use now. It works really good for recovery, but because it has a super long half life. Oh, okay, okay. Thanks, Jeffro. So I should make you a moderator too. Really? It's just that the only people in here right now are like you guys that are cool, like that have befriended me. So this looks like we're all. Yeah, I notice it's reconnect fucking network out here. I'm just gonna get off, fool, you guys. Hey, it was cool to have people to hang out and just fucking run my gap for 4 hours. That's real cool, dude. That's probably why it's starting to buffer. YouTube's like, fucking get off already, homie. Let I'm definitely going to do this every day at about this time so everybody could just look forward to it. Let me ask you this, Jeffro. Should I post it? Because I've had some that are not good and I didn't talk the whole time. Or it was like some weird shit and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to put this up. But then I've had others where I'm like, man, this is kind of entertaining. Like, fuck, dude. You know what I mean? This one here, what do you think? Should I put it up? Do it, huh? If not for any reason, it's just a testament to like that you have the ability to go up and run your fucking gap for 4 hours straight. Because that is not a fucking normal thing to do. And I have, yeah, I've not been able to do it before. I've gotten on and just drawn a blank. Well, hell, I was in a cloud for the last couple of weeks. I might be going to a flat tire right now, dude. I still have to deal with that. Anyway, it's just another testament, dude, to like, I'll be watching this 5 months from now and just go, damn, dude. Fuck, I remember that was fucking terrible, dude. Whew, man, that's just every reason to goes to show you, dude, just hang in there. Because anything could happen, dude, and tomorrow's another day. And today's still got a lot of meat on the bone. You know what I'm saying? And I spent not $0. I know how much it cost me to get out of bed and to get my kid to school. Just to take my kid to school, for me to get out of bed, I'm spending at least $15 in gas, and that's split between a motorcycle and a truck. Okay? Because I think I put $12 in here, and then like, yeah, the motorcycle is like got a 1.5 gallon tank, so like, yeah, another $3 their bike. And I had to put gas in both of those to make it. I got to buy him a snack, which is $2. Luckily, all he wants for breakfast is a donut. he always just wants a donut, right? Or it'll be a couple of eggs, but each one of those is $2. And then if you don't want an energy drink or something, it's $2. So it was 2 4 6 plus the 15 for gas between the truck and the. I mean, I'm not going 2 miles. Like I'm crossing international boundaries, and if you know what I mean, like in Tijuana, I think they don't do it by the gallon; they do it by a liter, and there's 2 liters in a gallon. So when you go by, it shows the price. So I think it's like I want to say $1.67 a liter, or like $1.54. Maybe it dropped because it dropped here in California right now. In San Diego, it's about $4, 4.30, 4.50, but it's about that. Maybe a cooch hair cheaper. It might be about so three 167 and 160. I want to say 167 or 16 pesos. I think that's what I saw on the signs. It said 16 lately. So that's 16 a liter, and there's 2 liters, 16 and 16, 36. That's about $3.